accept this great and glorious honor which you have thrust upon me, and I deserve it. The grocer elected Grocer of the Year must be a grocer of sterling character and great modesty, and leave us face it, I am just such a grocer, especially the part about the great modesty, and I think...
Simmer down, Herbert. A, the grocers' convention isn't until tomorrow. B, you haven't been elected yet. And C, you haven't even bought the suit that you're going to wear.
No, details. I'm a cinch to be elected. Ain't I just stuffed with that sterling character they're always talking about?
True.
And great modesty?
True. And you're the only one that's running?
Oh, okay. So I'm jumping to conclusions. But doggone it, Winnie Pooh, I'm just so eager to get elected that I'm beginning to feel all dizzy and rattle-brained and weak in the head and... You rang?
Oh, hello, Maynard.
Hello, Maynard. You're looking good for you.
Ah, these eyes fooled you, huh, Mr. G? I got them from this man that sells tricks and novelties downtown. Oh, but also, I got some of these other tricks. I got a Siberian hand bug there. And then I got some Australian sneezing powder. But best of all, God bless you, best of all, I got this genuine, God bless you, this genuine, authentic Gypsy Love Link. God bless you. Hey, Mr. G, you wonder why they call it Love Link?
No, but I'm sure that Mr. Gillis would love.
God bless you. Well, you see, they call it Love Link on account of it links lovers.
Maynard.
What you do is you find the one you love the most in the whole world, and you put your finger in this end, see? And then you find the one you love the most, and you take their finger and you put it in the other end, and then it links you.
Maynard.
It's probably crossing your mind the way it is mine, that if Dad isn't careful, he's going to get his fingers stuck in that screwy love link. But ask yourself, is Herbert T. Gillis that dumb? Would he do a ridiculous thing like that? Yeah, well, yeah, he is, and he did.
We never, ever parted. See?
Thank you, Maynard G. Krebs. If there is one thing I have always wanted, it has been a Gypsy Love Link on my finger.
Anytime.
Now get it off before I am up for mayhem and you are the mayhemee.
I'd be happy to.
Well, why don't you?
I don't know how.
This is a Gypsy Love Link, sometimes known as a finger gripper. They're innocent little gadgets made of straw. They make cute party favors. To get out of them, you just push instead of pull. You just push. Well, never mind. The thing is, the one Maynard and my dad got stuck in turned out to be a rather special one. Outside it was straw, inside braided steel. How'd we find out? The hard way. How else?
Don't you think you ought to have on your glasses?
Of course.
Well, where are they?
Upstairs.
Well, you go look for them, because even if you find them, we're still going to have to talk this over.
You've got to give my dad credit. He can think in a crisis. And suddenly he remembered that down in the basement was the Herbert T. Gillis home workshop. $2,000 worth of precision tools waiting quietly in the dark under a mantle of dust for the challenge of a Gypsy Love Link. The answer was so simple. If you've got to shear metal, use a metal shears. There was a hitch, though. Before a metal shears starts shearing, it's got to do a certain amount of pinching. So they decided to try something else. The answer was right at their elbows. Dad's dandy power saw. Here were hundreds of case-hardened steel teeth that could rip through a hickory beam in a matter of seconds. The only trouble was, Maynard and my father weren't wearing a hickory beam, but a Gypsy Love Link. Were they discouraged? You bet they were. They still came up with a bright idea. Dad's acetylene torch. This is what they use when they slice old battleships up into ashtrays. It melts its way through steel like it was butter. Also, if you're not careful, it melts its way through fingers like they were butter. scary. I mean, there seemed to be absolutely no way of unlinking Maynard and my father. As the saying goes, wild horses couldn't pull them apart. When some people are trapped in hopeless situations, they weep. Others storm and rage. Some fall into a funk. But those of truly fine character, like my father, Herbert T. Gillis, bear their burden quietly, peacefully, calmly. No, that belting Maynard won't solve the problem.
Maybe not, but it'll make me feel awful good.
Herbert, try to relax. Would you like a cup of hot tea?
Yes, please. Very hot. I want to pour it on his head.
Look, there's no reason to get so shook up. This gypsy fellow who sold the finger gripper to Maynard must know how it works. All we have to do is find him.
Right. There's nothing to worry about.
Right, it's very easy.
Right, we're on our way.
Wrong. I don't remember where I bought it.
Yeah, Maynard, you can't mean that.
Want to bet?
How could you forget a plain, simple, uncomplicated thing like that?
American know-how.
Maynard, it's all important. Try to remember.
Oh, wait. Yeah, it's come back. And you see it all now. He was standing on the corner of 5th and Main. Yeah, and he had a bandana around his head and earrings in his ears.
Attaboy, Maynard.
Quick, son, run down to 5th and Main and grab that gypsy.
Wait, Dad, I know Maynard.
Or was it 4th and Elm?
See what I mean?
Or was it 12th and Lake? Or was it Main and Elm?
Maynard, make up your head while it's still connected to you. Now, which corner was the gypsy on when he sold you those tricks?
On all of them, Mr. G. You see, he has his horse and wagon. He travels around town selling things. But that's what he is, a traveling gypsy salesman. And I bought a different trick on every corner. But I ran out of money before he ran out of corners.
Maynard, listen, where was the last place you saw this gypsy?
Heading out of town for the wide open spaces.
Oh, I'm doomed.
But he'll be back.
Good.
In a couple of years.
Bad.
Herbert, please don't cry.
Don't cry, and I gotta wander around for years and years hooked up to this knothead. Well, I won't do it. I'll quit first. Take me. I'm ready to go. I got nothing to live for. Take me.
No, Mrs. G, don't go, cause where you go, I gotta go too, and I want to go up, and who knows which way you're gonna go. No offense.
Let's figure this out logically. Those gypsies couldn't travel very far on a horse and wagon. It ought to be a cinch to find them.
Yeah, they were heading for some big city that started with an S.
Was it St. Louis?
No.
Seattle?
No, try San Francisco.
San Francisco.
No.
No, you know that Maynard can't spell. Starts with an S. He's probably thinking of some town like Cleveland.
That's it. That's where the gypsy were going.
Cleveland?
Detroit.
Detroit. Who mentioned Detroit?
I did. Wasn't you paying attention?
Detroit. That means they're heading north. Your worries are over, Dad. I'll find them. Excuse me, sir. Have you seen a band of gypsies driving a horse and wagon? They'd be selling gypsy love links and Siberian hand buzzers. Sir, that's a very rude gesture. Well, same to you, fella.
We are stuck together until Dobie gets back, so I don't want you to get in my way.
Right. You go your way, and I'll go mine.
Right, and my way happens to be to get out of sight. Here comes that loudmouth Mrs. Fogarty who's always complaining about how much I chisel.
And my way is over there to the comic books. I sure do dig Mighty Mouse.
Maynard, come back here. Help me out. Tell her I'm not here.
Well.
I'll give you 50 cents.
Well.
I'll give you 75 cents.
Well. I'll make it a quarter and it's a deal.
It's a deal, and tell her I'm out of town.
And there are some people who say I ain't shrewd.
Where is that low-down, crooked, good-for-nothing Herbert T. Gillis?
Oh, you know him, huh?
You bet I know him, and when I find him, I'm gonna clobber him with his hamburger-type meat he sold me. The thief, where is he?
Oh, he was here just a second ago. Ow. Oh, no, he's out of town.
Are you sure?
No. Ow. Ooh, yes, I mean, I better stick to my story. He's out of town.
Just wait till he gets back. Look at this. There's so much fat in it, it looks like a white sail.
You think that's bad? You should have seen when he sold my mom. She tried to feed it to our cat and reported her to the SPCA.
I want my money back. $3.73.
And you deserve every penny of it.
Oh!
You shouldn't have done that, Mrs. G. Now she's gonna know you're here.
$3.73, Mr. Gillis.
And you owe me a quarter for telling her you're out of town.
My son, hurry back and come home before I strangle your best friend, please.
Poor Dad, poor Maynard. I'll never find those darn gypsies now. I mean, I can't expect to stand out here 50 miles from no place and all of a sudden hear gypsy violins and tambourine. Great Scott, it's the gypsy camp. Sir?
Police! We are honest, hard-working people. It is a falsehood to say that all gypsies are thieves and crooks and wild like wild Indians.
Look, sir, I'm trying to find the head man around here. It's about a gypsy love link my friend bought.
Oh, you want to put us all in jail, huh?
No, sir, it's nothing like that. I'm only a college boy.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Hey, this kid is okay. He's only a civilian.
King Stanislaus?
Excuse me, miss, but could you... Well, a little grimy, but gorgeous.
What you want, little pumpernickel?
I'm looking for the head gypsy.
Oh, you speaking of King Stanislaus?
Yeah, that's
My
the
revered, beloved, distinguished father?
yeah.
He does not be drunk to talk.
Yeah, I heard about that.
I'm his daughter, Natasha. I take care of you.
Natasha for Stanislaus. Substitution approved.
Get to the point, Buster, or I slice you up for firewood.
Yes, ma'am, right away. Tell me, does your father travel around selling tricks and jokes?
Oh, he sell anything he can steal.
You must be very proud of your father.
Oh, you bet your earrings, kiddo.
The name is...
Dobie Gillis.
That's Dobie with a B, and how'd you know?
Oh, it's written on back of your watch.
My watch?
Hey, anything my father can steal, I can still bet that. Keep it. And Mickey Mouse watch is not worth stealing, you cheapskate.
Now look, miss, if you don't take me to your father, I'm going to call the police.
Hey, what's going on here?
He says he's going to call police.
Police, big trouble, huh? But I got an idea. Udvaroljál egy kicsit. Tedd rá kezedet, csókold meg, és akkor minden rendben lesz, huh?
Got you, buddies.
Now look, miss, don't try to pull the wool over my eyes. Take me to your father so I can find out how the finger gripper works so I can get Maynard dead and...
Now, Dopey, you were saying something about a person called Maynard.
Maynard who?
Father.
Don't go away, excuse me.
Police!
Last we're alone now. Let's try that again.
There's just one thing that keeps me from going off my rocker altogether, and that's knowing that my son Dobie is out there knocking himself out, doing everything he can to help his poor father.
You know something, Natasha, my little shish kebab? I have a funny feeling I came out here for a reason. And I hope I never remember what it is.
More steak, Herbert?
More steak? I haven't had bite number one.
You gotta move fast, Mr. G. It's survival of the fattest.
The word is the fittest, but the way you're eating, you're probably right on there, Toby. If he doesn't show up around here pretty soon, he's going to find his father a complete undernourished wreck.
Oh, don't you worry, Herbert. I know our boy. He won't put your problem out of his mind for a single second.
I wish I could remember why I came out here.
You got a punk memory, dollface. You ought to maybe tie the string around the finger.
Finger. Yeah, it has something to do with fingers.
Fascinating. Dopey, it has something to do with fingers and your father?
Fingers who, father who?
Ooh, Mr. G, you better shave. You got an awful scraggly beard on.
Maynard, that is your face you were looking at, and thank heaven for small favors.
Oh, yeah, it is, isn't it? I thought it looked kind of familiar.
Yeah, well, I didn't come here to shave in the first place. I came here to brush my teeth.
Oh, good for you, Mike. Buddy, in fact, I will join you. In fact, I already have joined you.
You're very funny. Now, pay attention, will you? Because this isn't going to be easy. First, I will put the paste on your brush. See? There. Now, you put the paste on my brush, huh?
Roger, Wilco, and Al, good friend. We'll stick together through thin and thick.
Yeah, thin and thick. Did it ever occur to you, my hapless, no, that should be hopeless colleague, what the rest of our life is going to be from now on?
Gee, no, Mr. Gillis, I ain't much of a planner.
Well, already we're a laughingstock, like what happened downtown this afternoon when I went to get the new suit. Do you realize that tailor thinks I've got an 82-inch waist?
Well, it ain't exactly a picnic for me, neither, like the way we got downtown today.
What was your complaint?
Like you rode the streetcar and made me run alongside.
We saved the whole fare, didn't we?
Yeah, but now I gotta get my feet half sold.
It's no use, Maynard. It ain't gonna work. Tomorrow morning, the first thing, I make an appointment with some surgeon and we get separated.
You mean your finger?
Your finger.
No, Mr. G. Don't talk like that. I mean, give me a chance. I mean, after a while, I'll, grow on you. I mean, cheer up. You'll feel a lot better after you brushed your teeth and they're nice and, clean and shiny.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sorry, Mr. G. I guess I kind of, got carried away.
You get carried away. Oh, what's the use? I give up. Come on, let's get on it.
There, Mr. G. His and his.
Oh, my son. Hurry up and get back here before I'm accused of mayheming a certain party.
I just thought of something. The word Maynard.
Maynard?
Maynard who?
Here we gotta leave for that convention in an hour and no sign of that stupid Dobie. I'm getting pretty jumpy.
What you getting is walking.
Well, it's the first time I ever had to get sewed into my coat.
I'm ready, Herbert.
Oh, yes, you're ready. I'm ready. The convention's ready. Everybody's ready except that no good son of ours. He ain't ready to show up and unleash me from this Cocker Spaniel.
You rang?
No, Winnie, I'm going to miss all the events that make a grocer's convention. The butter watering contest, the seminar on overcharge, and the prize for the heaviest thumb on a scale. And worst of all, I'm going to miss the election for the grocer of the year. Well, I ain't going to miss it. I'll figure out some way to get there. Believe me, this situation is desperate.
Well, we could take Maynard along.
No, I said desperate, not hopeless.
Couldn't I go to the convention alone and represent you?
Alone? Of course not. The grocer of the year has to be there with his wife standing proudly by his side, and I just got a great idea.
You? Oh, come now.
Pipe down, wifey.
Wifey?
Wifey, the loyal, true, loving helpmate who is going to spend the convention at my side.
Oh, no, Mr. G. You wouldn't. You can't.
You would and you did.
I could kill you, Maynard. My first new outfit in 15 years, and you get to wear it.
It's only 13 years, but who's counting?
Herbert, do you really think you can get away with this?
Well, I don't know. The convention's being held all the way over in Glenville. We'll have a fighting chance. Come on, wifey. We got a train to catch.
Coming, chubby.
Maynard, that's hubby.
The instant I hear from Dobie, I'll send him right over to the convention to find you. The poor boy, he must be worried sick about his father.
Listen, my little Shashlik, I think I just remember why you come here.
Oh, do tell.
You want to find out how to break open Gypsy Lovely.
Yeah, it was something like that, wasn't it?
So I tell you. And you go rescue your friend Maynard.
Maynard who?
Oh, my. Isn't it a lovely party, my dear?
Where's the eats?
Well, boys, you're supposed to be a lady.
Oh, yeah, I forgot.
Where's the eat?
Mr. Ugly Bear dance.
Here, you go ahead. I'm gonna sit down. My feet are killing me.
I hope that Dobie's suffering like I am.
Hey, my little samovar. Ain't you glad you remembered you come here to rescue your poor father from terrible fate?
Fate who?
Maynard, you're supposed to be the lady. Stop trying to lead, will you?
May I get in?
Oh, it'll be a pleasure. Here. No, I mean, no.
What's the matter, friend? We're all friendly brother grocers here. Ah. You want to dance with me, baby doll?
Look, she is a lady. She don't dance with strangers.
Who's a stranger? I introduce myself. Angelo D'Ambrosio, my lovely signorina. Fancy meats and vegetables. Energy.
Get lost, will you?
Hey, Mr. G, you know what we're missing out here? The cha-cha-cha.
Then we're going to keep on missing it. We will cha-cha-cha over mine, didn't Father.
It's a pretty clumsy way to do it, but I'm Mr. Madcap. I'll try anything once.
Try this on for size, Maynard.
I never should have married you, old grouch. I should have listened to Mother.
Oh, for heaven's sake, it's Herbie Gillis. I'm Molly O'Day. I used to live next door to you when I was a kid over on Elm Street.
Oh, yeah, freckles.
Lover boy. Herbert, have you been drinking?
Who, me?
Don't tell me you're belting the grape because you're having trouble with your marriage.
Trouble me?
Herbert, if you're not having domestic problems, then why can't I meet your wife? Oh, she's probably lovely.
Lovely. I can think of a better word.
Herbert, dear.
Hello, dear. Goodbye, dear.
Ha! Another woman! Look what happens the minute I turn my back! Oh, you made a convention!
Mrs. Gillis, you've got this all wrong.
Why aren't you brazen hussy?
That's hussy. You'll have to pardon my wife. She's the jealous type.
Like true, although it's almost impossible to see what I'm jealous over.
Oh, I've been looking forward to meeting you, my dear. Your husband and I are old friends. Aren't we, lover boy?
Lover boy? Well, I never.
I never either, and you got this all wrong.
Stay out of this, lover boy.
Between us girls.
Now, listen.
Yeah, why are you men always mixing in? Time to present the awards, and I'm chairman. Oh, goodbye, my dear. It's been such fun meeting you.
Herbert T. Gillis, distinguished citizen, outstanding grocer of the year, too. When I get my hands on that Dobie, he will yell, ouch.
Ouch, it hurts to think how much I've missed not knowing you before.
Natasha make you forget all about your father's hard luck.
Yeah, how about that?
It's simple to escape finger gripper. Instead of pull, you push.
No kidding. Remind me to tell him. Now, where were we?
Here.
Oh, yes.
The man we have chosen as independent retail grocer of the year is a man of integrity, of vision, of sterling character, and I think we picked such a man. The new grocer of the year is... May I have the envelope, please?
Fellow grocers, it is with a deep sense of responsibility that I accept this great and glorious honor which you have thrust upon me.
Mr. Angelo D'Ambrosio.
D'Ambrosio! D'Ambrosio!
I'm the grocer of the year! I'm the grocer of the year! I win!
Hi, baby doll. I was about to be kissed by the big winner.
Herbert, like help!
You're going to start the trouble again if I kissed a little lady, eh, friend?
Oh, me? Start trouble? Certainly not. Be my guest. What's going on?
Now, wait a minute. If you think that my friend Maynard G. Krebs is crazy enough to put my father's finger back in that finger gripper, now that they're finally apart, you're right.
Maynard! You stoop, you lunkhead! You...
Ah, my little gelata.
All right, here's your little gelata. Come and get her.
Andiamo, signorina. Andiamo.
Signora.
See? Nothing to it.
Amazing.
Inedible.
When that Gypsy King sobered up, he felt awful about all the trouble he caused you, and he wants to make it up to you. So he sent you a beautiful present. He said to tell you he stole it himself just for you.
Oh, how sweet.
They're called magic Hungarian arm rings.
They're beautiful. I bet you they're delicious.
They signify undying friendship. Everybody holds one of them, see? And then you make a wish.
I got a wish I want to make.
Maynard, it ain't time for a wish.
It's time for this wish, Mr. G, because I wish we never got started with this thing in the first place.
Maynard, now what do you think you're doing? We just got out of a thing like this.
Everything you are out of there. Zelda,
Yes, Poopsie?
I have an announcement to make.
Yes, Poopsie?
You'd better sit down for this.
Yes, Poopsie.
Zelda, how long have you been after me to be your fella?
Since we were both in kindergarten.
And how many times have I turned you down?
36,408.
But you've never been discouraged, true?
True.
You've always said that no matter how I struggle, you'll get me in the end, true?
True.
You've always said that I was the only man in the world for you and that you mean to have me, so I might as well quit fighting, true?
True.
All right, Zelda, here's my announcement. Are you comfortable?
Yes, Poopsie.
I mean, are you sitting firmly? You're not going to keel over anything?
Yes, Poopsie.
Zelda, take a deep breath. Zelda, I surrender, I quit, I'm yours. You're all right. You're not going to faint or anything. Yes, sir, Zelda, your long chase is over. I'm through running. You've got me at last. Well, Zelda, what do you say?
Who needs you?
Zelda, I know you're all choked up. What? Guy in the world. In fact, I'm I think the word is dumb. And my memory's so bad that I have to wear my old army dog tags to keep from forgetting my name. But there is one thing I remember good. Zelda Gilroy has always been ape for me. Ever since we were little tiny kids, she's been chasing me the way cats chase mice, the way dogs chase cats, the way dog catchers chase dogs. So when I finally came to her and told her she had caught me at last, and when she said she didn't want me, well, I knew there had to be some kind of mistake.
You're right, Poopsie. It's some kind of mistake.
Now you're using your head, Zelda.
That's right, Dobie. Now, at long last, for the first time, I'm using my head.
And it's quite a head, Zelda. You've got a brain that's right up there with Socrates, Einstein, and Peter Lawford.
Thank you. Now, about your brain, I don't mean to be unkind, but I've known hamsters smarter than you.
Oh, I've known mud turtles smarter than you.
Maybe.
I've known angleworms smarter than you.
All right, I'm a dope. I admit it. That's why I want you, Zelda. For years, you've been telling me I'm a tin-thumbed idiot.
Yes, you have, Zelda. I'm a witless.
That's witness, but we won't dispute the point.
For years, you've been telling me I'm too stupid to make my way through life without your help. And Zelda, what's the use kidding? You're right. So here I am, all yours.
I am, of course, touched by your stirring declaration of love, Mr. Gillis. Nonetheless, I must ask you to control the passions that addle your tiny brain. I do, after all, have a class to teach. Now, you may think that I am cold and hard.
I do.
Thank you, Mr. Krebs.
You're like welcome, cold and hard.
So, Mr. Gillis, if you would be good enough to wait until the lunch hour to pursue this romance, or whatever it is, I will be most grateful. All right, Mr. Gillis?
All right, Dr. Burkhart.
And you, Miss Gilroy, I trust you have no objection to my continuing?
As a matter of fact, I do, Dr. Burkhart. Would you mind waiting a couple of minutes while I straighten Dobie out? I mean, I don't want him to sit here thinking he's got me.
I got you. No, Zelda, you got me.
And I don't want you.
Ridiculous. You wanted me since we were both in rompers.
May I cut in?
Excuse me, Dr. Burkhart. It's true, Dobie. I've been chasing you all my life. But lately I've been thinking. Marriage is like double harnessed. Two people pulling together through life.
If I might say a word.
Quiet, Doc. It's just getting interesting.
Okay, Zelda, I'll pull with you in double harness.
No, you won't, Dobie, because you've got sawdust for brains. You're not going to be pulling with me. You're going to be a dead weight. And for a girl like me, life is hard enough without having to haul a dead horse. So it's goodbye, Dobie. If I find a man, a prospect which I admit is not too bright, at least he'll be some use to me. Of course, I'll always have a soft spot in my heart for you, but you're just too dumb, no offense, and so let us part friends. Now, Dr. Burkhart, you may begin the class.
You're very kind.
Now, hold the phone, Doc. I got a few questions for Zelda.
I got a lot of questions.
And I have a certificate that says I'm a teacher here. Now, what's it going to be, kids? A little attention or a couple of hours after school clapping erasers? A punishment that hasn't been meted out since the 6th grade. I knew you'd see it my way. Today, students, and I use the term hilariously, we will take up the study of epistemology. Can anyone tell me what epistemology is? Mr. Krebs.
Don't look at me, Doc. The longest word I know is delicatessen.
Mr. Gillis? And I withdraw the question. Miss Gilroy.
Epistemology is the study of knowledge itself, the actual process of how we learn and know things.
That is correct.
Naturally.
It now becomes my task to try to teach you how to think, to acquire knowledge, and to use it. This looms as one of the least promising undertakings in the history of education. However...
This, I take it, is Dr. Burkhart's class?
Yes?
You, I take it, are Dr. Burkhart.
Yes?
I am Claypool.
Oh, how do you do, Miss Claypool?
Not Miss Claypool, Claypool.
Claypool what?
Just Claypool.
You don't have another name?
Why do people always ask the same boring question? Of course I have another name, but what do I need with it? Isn't Claypool enough?
It may be more than enough.
Well, yes, some people do find me rather unsettling, but that's a risk I must run. You see, Dr. Burkhardt, I have to make an impression fast.
You have succeeded wildly.
Oh, good. I lack security.
So that's your problem.
I just moved to town. This is the 8th town we've lived in the past 5 years. It's on account of Dadham's business that we keep moving.
Dadham's would be your father?
Yes. He builds bridges. There's just oodles of money in bridges.
How very pleasant.
Perhaps, but money is not security. I mean, here I am in a new town, a new school, and by the time I feel secure in these strange settings, Dadham's will be moving again. That's why I must grab my security as fast as I can.
Claypool, I know that the entire faculty and student body of this university join me in wishing you success and happiness. Thank you. Now, if you would be good enough to sit down, please. There's a chair right there in the 3rd row.
So there is, but I want to sit over there.
May one ask why?
I like the looks of that boy.
You're kidding, of course.
Oh, he's a dull one, I agree. That slack jaw, those vacant eyes. Still, he has no guile, and he'll never trick me. With him, I can find instant security.
So get it already. I've got a class to teach.
Now, see here.
Miss Gilroy and all the rest of you, if you will just contain yourself for 5 seconds, something wonderful is going to happen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What did I tell you? Something wonderful has happened. Read pages 208 through 227, and tomorrow we will again set our eager young feet on the road to epistemology. Class, and I use the term laughingly, dismissed. Hello.
Yes, ma'am?
You'll do. You make us steady with me.
Yeah, look, ma'am, I mean no offense,
Talk. Are you blind, fellow? I'm rich, beautiful, glamorous. To you, I represent your dearest dream come true. To me, you represent instant security. So, why dawdle? Here's my hand.
Just a minute, just a darn minute.
Is there something you wanted?
Yeah, him.
But you just got through telling me I was a dead horse.
Rather an apt simile.
So how come everybody wants him if he's a dead horse?
He may be a dead horse, but he's my dead horse, so keep your cotton-picking hands off.
So why don't you let the dead horse decide for himself?
Because he's too stupid.
Good point.
Now, just a minute, just a darn minute. I've got to think.
I'll help.
Here's my choice, Zelda or Claypool, a tough decision.
You know what I'd do?
What?
Re-enlist.
You don't understand, Maynard. I've got to have a girl.
A girl I understand, but Zelda or Claypool? Oh, come on.
All right. So there are a couple of weirdos.
I'll buy that.
But on the other hand, who else would have me?
We'll all buy that.
Now, what it boils down to is this. Of the two weirdos, which one is the least weird? And that's not too hard to figure out, even for me.
Well?
Zelda, I'm yours.
Ha ha ha! Put that in your pipe and smoke it.
You thumping, enormous fool.
Well, Zelda, I guess it's you and me, huh?
I'm afraid so, Dobie.
Horrible prospect, isn't it?
Ghastly.
Cheer up, kids. Look on the bright side.
What bright side?
You always got me.
Where are you going, dear?
To meet Zelda, she's going to help me with my homework.
That's nice, dear.
It's more than nice, it's essential. If Zelda didn't do my homework for me, I'd flunk. And you know why? Because I'm a dumbbell.
Who said so?
Ask anybody.
I would like to say a few words on that subject.
Don't you dare call Dobie a dumbbell.
A dumbbell? This is probably the smartest kid I ever saw.
Me?
Never does a lick of work, has unlimited funds if I forget to lock the cash register, chases girls all day, sleeps 14 to 15 hours a night. Ooh, how smart can you get?
Now, Herbert.
You are going to try and tell me we should get together, be palsies, have long heart-to-heart talks?
What's wrong with that?
Okay, Winnie, let's try it your way. Son, how would you like to sit down and have a long heart-to-heart talk with me? Sort of get to understand each other better, huh?
Dad, what do we need to understand each other for? I mean, we've got such a solid relationship now. Good, clean, honest hostility. I mean, we know where we stand. Why louse it up?
You know something, boy? You are right.
Sure I am, Dad. So long.
So long.
Oh, say, Dad, I don't suppose you'd let me have some money, would you?
A fat ear I would let you have, boy.
Good old Dad.
Good old Dobie. Don't say it.
Like hi, Dobe.
Like goodbye, Maynard.
You're waiting for Zelda, huh?
How could you tell?
You look miserable.
Maynard, let's be honest. I like Zelda, I respect Zelda, I admire Zelda, but love Zelda? No, Maynard. If I could do any better, I would, but let's face it, I can't.
Poor Dobe.
Never mind poor Dobe. Think of poor Zelda. Here's a girl with charm, brains, personality, everything but looks. So she has to settle for a meatball like me.
Poor Zelda.
That's right. If you think I look miserable, wait till you see what Zelda looks like when she gets here. She'll probably be in tears.
Hi, Dobie Dumpling. Boy, am I glad to see you.
Me? Him?
You.
How come?
Yeah, how come?
Oh, Dobie, you know that I love you. It's just that I don't want to drag you through life like a dead horse. Well, maybe I won't have to. Maybe there's a way to increase your brain power.
Mine?
His?
Yours. Remember what Dr. Burkhart said today?
Who?
Dr. Burkhart, our teacher. Kind of a tall woman, lots of teeth, and kind of blonde, remember?
Oh, that Dr. Burkhart.
Yeah, that Dr. Burkhart. She gave us an assignment for tonight, which of course you've forgotten, so let me tell you. We're supposed to study epistemology, which is the science of how we know things. How do we know things, you ask?
I didn't ask. Did you, Dobe?
Not me.
Me neither. Must be an
Listen
echo
to
in here.
this. The first step in knowledge is memory. Before we can truly know anything, we must train our minds to grasp and retain facts. In short, to remember. This we accomplish by means of mnemonics. What are mnemonics, you ask?
I didn't ask. Did you, Dobe?
Not me.
Me neither.
Mnemonics is simply a fancy name for the little memory aids that everyone uses. Take, for example, the poem that helps us remember the year Columbus discovered America.
Oh, yeah, I know.
See, even Maynard knows.
Yeah, in 1493, Columbus sailed the deep blue sea.
Maynard, that's in 1492, Columbus sailed the ocean blue. Butt out and set up this easel with the big card on it. Dobie, if I can teach you mnemonics, if I can teach you to remember, then I can teach you to think, and we can go through life with both of us pulling our weight.
Zelda, if you can teach me to remember, you're a miracle worker. You know I've got the worst memory in town.
That's right. He can't even remember the way home from school at night. That's why his mother has to come pick him up.
Exactly my point. All right, that's our first project. We'll find a mnemonic to teach you the way home. Now observe. These are the streets between school and your house. Greenbrier, Selby, Dale, Irving, Washington, Chestnut.
You don't expect me to remember all that.
Of course I do, Poopsie. You just take the first letters of each street. G for Greenbrier, S for Selby, and so forth. Then you make up a simple sentence using all of these first letters. For instance, G for George, S for stuck, D for Dick, I for in, W for wet, C for cement. George stuck Dick in wet cement. See how simple it is, Poopsie?
I think that's the meanest, lowest, rottenest trick I ever heard of. How come George stuck Dick in wet cement? I mean, Dick never did nothing to George. Oh, sure, they probably had a little argument now and then, but what friends don't? I mean, take Dobe and me. We have a little argument now and then. In fact, most of the time. But do I stick Dobe in wet cement? No, because we're good buddies. Oh, for shame, George, for shame.
Maynard, they're only mnemonics.
I don't care if they're 33rd degree Masons. That's no way to shoot a friend.
Maynard, be a good fellow and flake off, would you? I'm trying to help your good buddy. Dobie, you do understand, don't you?
Well, I'm not sure. Naturally, I want to learn my way home every night, but I really do hate for George to be sticking Dick in that wet cement.
Maynard, pack the easel. Dobie, you know what you are?
What?
I'll give you a little hint. Its initials are DH.
Dead horse?
Congratulations and goodbye forever.
Maynard, you know what I'm going to do?
Pull Dick out of the wet cement.
No, Maynard, I feel sorry for Dick, of course, but he's on his own. No, I've got to take care of number one. I've got to find me a girl.
Your search has ended, fellow.
You mean you'll go steady with me?
Unless Miss Gilroy here has any objections.
Take him, sister, and good luck. You'll need it.
Yes, I'll admit he's hardly what one would call a catch. Still, with a person as insecure as I, the pulling and hauling of a normal courtship is not to be recommended. So, therefore, I'm quite content to take what no one else wants.
Yep, that's him.
So, fellow, tell your mother and father that I'll be over to see them late this afternoon.
Why do you want to see my mother and father?
Don't be ridiculous, fellow. What kind of security can I have unless I see the stock you come from? What if your father's a mean, vicious brute?
Who squealed? Who was the loud mother to spread the word?
And on the other hand, I want them to meet me. I want them to be sure that I'm the kind of girl they want for a daughter-in-law.
I don't know what you're so worried about, dear. If she's your choice, of course we'll love her.
Hold the phone, Winnie. And Dobie, just a minute. I'd like to know a little more about this here girl.
Well, she's a perfectly wonderful girl. The thing is, she's a little bit unusual.
What she is nutty as a chi-chi bird.
Oh, talk about the pot calling the kettle black. Pot.
Hush, Maynard.
Yeah.
Dobie, tell us about this girl.
What kettle?
Yeah, does she come from a good family? Is she healthy and normal and all kinds of stuff like that there?
I don't see
sure,
no pot.
but,
About what?
And I don't see no kettle neither.
well, she's kind of different from other people.
Different in what way, dear?
Well, lots of ways. The way she comes into a room, for instance.
I don't understand you, dear. How can one person come into a room any differently from any other person?
Does that answer your question?
These, I take it, are the parents.
Mom, Dad, this is Claypool. Just Claypool.
Oh, yes. Quite undistinguished. Drab, work-worn. Dull, of course, but reliable. You may kiss me.
Stop the kissing. Claypool, get on your pachyderm and pack it in. You're through here. I'm taking Dobie back.
But Zelda, this morning you said
That was this morning. This is this afternoon.
You mean you want me back?
It's not a question of want. It's a question of protecting an investment. I've got years tied up in you, mister, and I'm not giving you up.
I'm confused.
Oh, it's simple, Dobe. She only wants you when somebody else does.
You could be right. No, Zelda, I'm not a yo-yo to be sent away and pulled back whenever the mood strikes you. I'm sticking with Claypool.
Let's not be hasty, boy.
That's right, dear. I'm sure that Claypool is a wonderful girl, but after all, you do have a great many years tied up with Zelda.
Right. Now, we all admit the Zelda ain't no raving beauty, no offense, and that she's a kook, no offense, but at least she ain't a kook with an elephant.
And that is rather important, dear, in choosing a wife. You must try to get one without an elephant.
Look, it isn't as though I really want Claypool, but nobody else will have me. It used to be I always had Zelda warming up in the bullpen, but lately I can't depend on her.
Dobie, you come back to me this time, and I promise you it's for keeps.
You're sure?
Positive.
Make up your mind, fellow. My security is dwindling by the minute.
Look, Claypool, it isn't as though you're going to have any trouble finding another fella, a pretty girl like you.
Yeah, with an elephant that's even prettier.
I'm sorry, Claypool. Please try to understand. As they say in German, c'est la vie.
Yeah. Winnie, do you ever get the feeling that there's a curse on us?
Come and get 'em, love and courtship fans. The names and numbers of all the players. Yep, you can't tell the sweethearts without a scorecard. So let's recap the game so far. First, you'll remember I proposed to Zelda, and she laughed. Score 1 for Zelda. Then Claypool grabbed me, and Zelda came running back. Score 1 for me. Next, just because she couldn't teach me to think, Zelda dumped me, and Claypool got lucky. Sure enough, as soon as I took Claypool home to meet the folks, boom, Zelda's back and Dobie's got her. And that's the way it stands now. Zelda's in the lead by 1 as this dramatic struggle moves into the 5th inning. Hang on to your seat cushions. Here we go again.
Dobie, we've been working on this memory training system for weeks, and you're not making any progress. Now pay close attention and try to understand.
Why don't you quit trying to smarten me up, Zelda, and take me as I am?
Look, Dobie, you'll never be a genius, but there's no reason why you can't be a high-grade dumbbell. Now, let's get back to mnemonics. You do remember what mnemonics are, don't you?
I forgot.
Mnemonics are little tricks to help us remember things. Now, for instance, this is a diagram of the solar system. And here, in order of their closeness to the sun, are the planets. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. If you'll use one simple mnemonic, I can teach you all this in 5 minutes. Think of the sun as a campfire. Think of the planets as kids sitting around the campfire. Kids you've known all your life. Now take Mercury. Mercury is Marion Gilbert. Get it? M for Mercury, M for Marion. And sitting over here next to Marion is Van Smith. Van for Venus. And what have we here? Earth. Why, that's Ethel Jones. And sitting here next to Ethel is Mars. That's Milton King.
Have you got Ethel sitting next to Milton?
Yes.
Well, you can't do that. Ethel hates Milton. She hasn't talked to him since that time he gave her that gold locket that turned green overnight.
Dobie.
And here you've got Van with Marion. You ought to know better than that. He got married last year to Imogene Tibbles and moved to Duluth. They've got a set of twins.
Enough.
You're walking out on me
As
again?
fast as my little fat legs will carry me.
Okay, Zelda, but before you go, there's one thing I'd like to tell you.
What's that?
The planets of the solar system in order of their nearness to the sun are as follows. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto.
Why, that's absolutely correct.
Furthermore, the streets on the way from school are Greenbrier, Selbydale, Irving, Washington, and Chestnut.
Why, Dobie, you've learned how to remember.
Thanks to you.
In fact, you've learned how to think.
Thanks to you.
Well, this puts a whole new complexion on things.
It sure does. And now, Zelda, that I've learned how to think, I'm not going to let you walk out on me.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Because I'm walking out on you.
I beg your pardon?
Zelda, listen to how well you taught me to think. You and I have been rattling around together practically since we were born. 1,000,000 times we've come close to the altar, and 1,000,000 times we've shied away. Sometimes you chickened out, sometimes me. But in any case, it never happened. Well, now that I can think, I know why it never happened. Because neither one of us really wanted it to happen. True, Zelda?
True, Dobie.
So why do we keep knocking ourselves out? We can't ever be a hot romantic item, but we could be friends. What do you say, Zelda?
You got it, pal.
I'm with you, pal.
You're thinking real good, Dobe.
Thank you, Zelda.
Except for one item. A fellow like you has got to have a girl. Have you thought about where you're going to find one?
I've thought exactly where I'll find one. I only hope I'm not too late.
Too late for what, fellow?
Claypool, I'm sorry about all the things that have happened, but from now on it's going to be different.
Different how, fellow?
Listen, I've recently learned how to think.
How nice, boy.
And I made, thank you. And I made up my mind to accept your offer, and I don't care what anybody says, I'll go steady with you.
The caravan has passed, fellow.
Caravan, what do you mean?
I mean, you're out of luck.
But you said...
I said I need a boy for my security. But I've been watching you, and I've been watching that Zelda person teach you how to think. And I knew it was only a matter of time before she succeeded. And, fellow, I don't want a boy who can think.
How come?
Because a boy who can think is a boy who can plot. And a boy who can plot is a boy who can scheme. And a boy who can scheme is not a boy I can have security with.
Listen, Claypool, I don't think all that good.
Sorry, fellow, I have selected another.
Whom?
Hi, Dob. Hi, girl. Hi, elephant, honey.
Maynard, my best friend, a love thief. Give her back.
Oh, no, you don't. Go find your own elephant.
Not the elephant, you fool, the girl.
Oh, yeah, well, you can have her.
No, bearded one, I stay with you.
Well, Dob, those are the breaks.
Okay, Maynard, keep her. And I wish you a lot of happiness. May you live 100 years. The elephant, that is.
What happened to Dob?
We learned how to think.
Poor devil.
Promise me, bearded one, that you will never learn how to think.
Scout's honor.
How about a kiss?
Okay.
This looks complicated, but it's really simple. See, Zelda won out by not getting stuck with me. Claypool scored because she got her choice, namely Maynard. Maynard, he got the elephant of his heart's desire. And me, I'm... What I am is dead.
There you are. Say, if any customers can resist this display of peanuts, my name ain't Herbert T. Gillis.
It's lovely, dear.
Oh, yeah.
Like hi, Mrs. G. Like hi, Mr. G. Like hi, Dob G. Hey, that's you, Dob G.
I know, Maynard, and goodbye.
Oh, you don't seem too happy to see me, Dob.
Maynard, how can you come around here after stealing my girl?
Oh, that's all over, good buddy. Claypool moved to Cleveland. Her father's going to build a bridge in Cleveland. I wonder what they did with the bridge in Cleveland.
I don't know, Maynard. I wish he'd build it here so you could jump off it. And goodbye.
Nice fella. Hey, Mr. G, you're going to find me the most pleasant, agreeable fellow who ever moved in with you.
Who is moving in with who?
It's just temporary, Mr. G, only like for a few years.
Maynard, dear, you can't move in with us. What would your parents say?
It was kind of like their idea.
Well, it's kind of like my idea that you go right back now.
Now, Herbert, it won't hurt us to have the boy here for a couple of days. He's probably had a little spat at home.
Little, it was more like World War III.
Well, you can stay here for a short time anyway, dear, until things cool down.
Oh, bless your old gray head, Mrs. G. And bless your old gray head, Mr. G.
Watch it, Maynard. I spent all day making this gorgeous goober display look artistic.
Of course you can stay here, dear. Did you bring your things?
I'm glad you asked that question, yes.
Then bring them in.
Oh, you're all heart, Mrs. G. Chow time!
Oh, my beautiful goobers.
Oh, like, hi, good buddy. Hey, what are you doing down here at 2 a.m. in the morning? Or was it 4 p.m. in the afternoon? I don't tell time too good.
Ever since your folks threw you out and you moved in with me, I haven't been able to get 3 seconds of sleep, thanks to you.
You're welcome.
You crowded me out of every inch of space in my own room.
Oh, Dob, that ain't fair. Don't I give you all the room you need right there on the floor?
But what about my bed?
Oh. Yeah, it's very comfortable, thank you.
Maynard!
Oh, man, am I sleepy.
Maynard, wake up. Maynard,
Good morning. Time to get up already? Oh, please, can't I have 2 more winks?
Maynard, wake up. Maynard.
Oh, good morning. That was only 1 wink.
Maynard, wake up. Maynard.
Good morning. That was wink number 2.
Now go upstairs and start on wink number 3 in your own bed so I can get some sleep.
Well, I can't do that, Dob. I mean, after you finished tossing and turning on the floor and came down here, I couldn't get to sleep. Something was bothering me.
Oh, your conscience, huh?
Nah, the elephant. He was lonesome down in the cellar and came upstairs to sleep with me.
And the elephant's upstairs in my bed.
True.
And you came downstairs to tell me.
True, ain't I sweet?
Adorable. Now, Maynard, if your special sleepy time bulletin is concluded, I'll say goodnight.
Where you going?
Maynard, I think I'll go upstairs and take my chances with the elephant. Oh. Now, if you'll just make yourself comfortable. comment. Me holding anything over a 50-cent piece is a television first. But what I'm getting at is that everybody behaves in a different way when they come in contact with money. For instance, if I showed this to my father, Herbert T. Gillis, he'd say,
"A $50 bill, how beautiful."
If I showed it to my friend Maynard G. Krebs, he'd say,
If your father was here, he'd say, "A $50 bill, how beautiful."
And if I showed it to Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr., she's the rich millionaire lady who lives in the big white house on the hill, she'd say,
"A $50 bill, how quaint. I didn't know they made money in such small denominations."
See what I mean? We all have this certain special way we behave when we come face to face with money. But what happens when we come face to face with no money?
We have just lost $30 million and we're wiped out. Now, this is nothing to get excited about. Stand back. Be calm. Don't get excited. I'm going to kill myself.
See, I can't understand it. How could we possibly lose $30 million overnight?
American know-how.
Gad mercy. Does this mean I shall have to give up my polo ponies?
You can bet your imported boots from now on, their hay and alfalfa will be our dinner.
Courage, Mumsy. When a crisis like this arises, an Osborne man is always ready to save the family. We're not doomed yet.
Oh, Chatsworth, you're the last remaining Osborne man.
True.
We're doomed.
Have no fear, Mumsy, for I am your son and I shall take care of you.
If I may be permitted to comment, young master, a hearty ha-ha-ha-ha-ha.
I shall rise to the occasion. I shall devise a way to save us that is truly shrewd, imaginative, inventive, and brilliant.
You rang?
Maney do. How happy I am to see you. How very happy indeed.
You're happy to see me?
Yes, indeedy do.
Take me, I'm ready to go. I heard everything. Take me, I'm ready to go.
Come on.
They say it's absolutely impossible to get blood from it. This is Maynard G. Krebs. It's much tougher to get money from him, or blood too, for that matter. The reason is simple. He doesn't have any. Blood or money. So what evil scheme did Chatsworth Osborne Jr., formerly a walking bank book, now a member of the Nouveau Poor, have in mind?
He's gonna kill me and sell my brain to science.
Sell your brain, Maney?
Sure, why not? And I just answered my own question. I forgot I brung it up.
Krebs, baby, what on earth makes you think I'd pull such a rotten, low-down, sneaky trick?
On account of your rotten, low-down, and sneaky. Next question.
All right. I'll admit that in the past I have occasionally been a trifle, shall we say, devious.
Shall we say crooked?
Duncan, why don't you go home and play with some used razor blades? Maney do. I'm not thinking of myself now. The money I'm talking about is for a poor, needy family. They're desperate, on the verge of starvation.
Cut it out, Chats. You know how soft I am in the head. I cry when I watch television. The A's can't beat the B's. You know, with the little flap, they go...
Crash, we are college students, members of a highly privileged group. It is our duty to help those less fortunate than we.
Gee, Chatsy, all I got is 3 pennies and an old Dewey button.
Thank you. That's not precisely what I had in mind. Observe that student at the table near the chemistry building. She is gathering funds for an orphan home in Lower Patagonia.
Oh, them poor little Lower Patagonians.
On this campus, we have charity drives for Albanian animal shelters, Bulgarian hoof and mouth relief, for everything except for those poor, unfortunate souls right here in our own community. True?
Like true.
And we are going to organize a campaign to help our neighbors. True?
Like true.
And you are going to be in charge. True?
Untrue. Me? Surely you jest.
No, Maynard. You are the logical man to help these poor unfortunates. Every solitary student on this campus respects and trusts you.
Well, that just goes to show how many stupid solitary students we got.
Now, of course, I could help out these poor creatures myself out of my petty cash box, but I feel that helping our neighbors is the responsibility of the masses, not merely of the superior few.
Namely you.
Who else?
Chatsworth, what's the name of the starving family?
I'd rather not say. They're in a bad way as of now, and they'd be Embarrassed.
Oh, come, I'm in a bad way, and I'm not embarrassed.
Crab's boy, friend of the poor, the downtrodden, the helpless. You say you'll do it. You say you'll
anything,
give it your all.
Not me.
You say you'll leave no
didn't say
stone
anything,
unturned.
Not me.
These poor unfortunates are back on their feet again. You say you'll
say
devote
anything,
your life to
Ducky.
their welfare. Congratulations and a million thanks, oh great-hearted one.
We're hooked. Somebody must have said something.
Not me. Just keep these few simple rules in mind. 1, be persevering. 2, be hardworking. 3, be honest. And 4, 5, and 6, don't say a word about this to your friend Dobie.
7, 8, and 9, why not? He's a good guy. He'll understand.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Huh?
Never mind the stupid questions, stupid. Just follow my instructions. Tremblay!
Hola, young master.
Hey, Chatsy, what's all this folderol?
Can't you tell, Maney do? It's the clever, clever way you're going to help out that poor, desperate family.
Me? Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Like help! Like help! Like help this desperate case. Toss your coins in the washing well.
Maynard, that's wishing well. And how much money have we collected so far?
About 50 coins, or maybe 100. You know I ain't too good at geography.
50 coins, honest?
Well, pretty honest. The last kid I had to twist his arm to get the last 3.
That's okay. It's a worthy cause.
That's what I kept telling him while the doctor bandaged his elbow. I gotta give him some more of my public. Like help the needful. Toss your coins in the wash and wishing well, and be a pal to your friendly neighbor. Dear, kind, generous friends, or Walter Funk, would you rather be a cheap tightwad?
Hey, wait a minute.
Was you addressing me, cheap tightwad, sir?
All right. Here, Maynard.
Bless you, sir. I love the sound of a penny.
A penny? Walter, you only threw in a penny?
It was a nickel, and so what?
Yeah, so what? A lot of cheap tightwads only give a nickel.
Walter, how can you embarrass me like this? Put in some more money, or I'll never speak to you again.
But Samantha, my love, we don't even know who this money's going to.
Well, what's that got to do with it? That wishing well's here to put money in. Walter Funk, you're
Try Fink.
A Fink.
It's Funk, and I'm not.
That's the trouble with people today. They don't trust anyone. They're always questioning. Well, where's your faith in your fellow men?
Yeah, how about that, Fink?
Maynard, the work you're doing here is magnificent. And I, for one, will do everything I can to help. And so will every decent person.
Bless you, ma'am. Bless you.
Bless you all. Bless you one and all in one. Bless you. Bless you.
Forgive me, Maynard, for questioning you. Here, take this. It's all I've got. I only wish I had more.
Don't come back until you have.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Walter, darling, I just knew you'd see the light.
Oh, I feel better now. All clean and glowing inside.
Nice fellow.
Yeah, and I done all of my little bill. Oh, what a good boy am I.
So Maynard and my cousin Dunky found themselves right smack in the middle of a low-down, crooked scheme. And they didn't even know it. Nobody knew it. In fact, nobody knew anything. Nobody even asked questions. They just kept throwing coins into the wishing well. Before long, it was the biggest thing in town.
You are trying to tell me that Brannigan the druggist dropped $5 in that wishing well?
And Mulcahy the butcher put in 10. It's like free advertising.
Brannigan and Mulcahy, the 2 cheapest cheapskates in the neighborhood.
Present company accepted, naturally.
Naturally, now just a minute.
Herbert, what are you going to do about the wishing well?
Plenty.
Uncle Herbie, you're not going to put in money, are you?
You bet I am, and on second thought, you bet I'm
There's
not.
the Uncle Herbie I've grown to know and love.
Yeah, well, never mind, Smart Apple. I'm going to give him some supplies from the store. It's more practical and useful and considerate.
And cheaper.
Dunky, what do you think Maynard needs most to pick up more of that dough?
You're going to give him a new wishing well?
I'm going to give him a bucket of paint and some cardboard, and he can paint some new signs.
That's the Herbert T. Gillis that I have grown to know and love.
Yep, Dad did the wishing well bit. He actually gave something for nothing. Another television first. Meanwhile, Chatsworth had his hands on a gold mine, or to be more accurate, a money mine. You see, while Maynard was collecting loot from the kids, Chatsworth was collecting from Maynard. Tremblay and Chatsworth had dug a tunnel under the wishing well to make sure they didn't miss a penny. But Chatsworth still wasn't satisfied.
It's a slug. Oh, mice and rats. If there's anything I cannot abide, it's a dishonest person.
I second the motion, young master. They are the lowest.
Like help, like help.
Afternoon, Maynard. Duncan, I want to congratulate you on the fine, generous work you're doing and present you with this contribution collected from the members of the faculty.
Like help, like help, them poor.
Maynard, I just put my contribution into the wishing well. Weren't you paying attention?
Yeah, but I need to practice whaling.
Maynard, pipe down. Now, there's more money where that came from. Dean Magruder is organizing a raffle, and all the proceeds are coming here.
Glorioski, you're all heart, Dr. B, except for the party as teacher.
Say, here are a few coins that I forgot. Ah, what a grand and glorious feeling. Anyone who doesn't adore contributing to a worthy cause like this must be out of his mind.
You must have been out of your mind to trust Chatsworth Osborne, Jr.
Oh, no, Dobe. I was the same as I always am.
That's what he said, out of your mind.
Oh, ye of little faith. You mistrust ye fellow man. You mistrust ye friends. Ye...
Or a kook, Maynard.
I'll buy that. I just don't want nobody to say I ain't agreeable.
Maynard, how could you do a thing like this? Chatsworth Osborne, Jr. is the sneakiest kid in the whole town.
In the whole state. He don't know nothing on a half scale.
Now, just a minute. Let's be fair. After all, Chatsworth Osborne Jr. may not be the most trustworthy boy in the world.
Granted.
I'll buy that. Just trying to be agreeable.
But why would he do such a thing? He certainly doesn't need the money.
We certainly don't. To the Osborne family, the Rockefeller family is a charity case.
It never occurred to you, did it, that Chatsworth might really be trying to help a needy family?
Right. It never occurred to me.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Me neither. Just trying to be agreeable.
Where's the money you fellas collected today? Donkey, where's the money you fellas collected today?
Oh, Chatsworth picked it up after school let out.
How much was it?
I don't know. It's pretty hard to count the money when they pick it up in the armored trucks.
He picked it up in an armored truck? What a racket.
It's disgraceful.
It's shameful.
It's shocking.
It's reprehensible.
I wonder how I can get in on it. Just putting you on, Winnie Pooh.
Well, there's sure something fishy going on here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it.
You gonna stick up the armored truck?
You're gonna grab Chatsworth and work him over with a blunt instrument till he sings like a bird, huh?
Maynard.
Oh, good thing. Sweat it out of him. Give him the 4th degree, the blunt instrument. I mean, no sleep, no water, and hours of grilling and clobbering and...
Maynard, enough!
Too much. I scared myself.
What I'm going to do is pick up Dr. Burkhardt at the college and then take this to the highest possible authority.
The police?
Higher than that.
The FBI?
Even higher.
You mean?
You bet I mean.
I mean, this is Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr. And when you speak that name, stand at attention, sir. Very well. I want everything in perfect condition for my arrival. There will be no waiting, no delay, just impeccable, instantaneous and courteous service. Very well. Oh, don't annoy me with your nagging apologies. Oh, how I hate to be kept waiting when I go down to the unemployment insurance office for my handout.
Pardon, madam, but there's a long line of creditors at the door.
But don't just stand there, Tremblay. Turn the hose on the rascals.
I'm afraid that won't be possible, madam. The company has shut off the water.
Oh, how embarrassing. What am I going to use to wash down the champagne?
Might I suggest a very dry Chablis, madam? 1927 was an excellent year.
Tremblay, have you lost your marbles completely? You know I despise Chablis. Remind me to fire you.
Yes, madam.
Oh, don't stand there fawning. Bring in the largest creditor. I'll bulldoze him myself.
Beg pardon, madam, but you're speaking to him.
You?
Aye, madam. You owe me back salaries amounting to $11,722.40.
Tremblay, you wouldn't care to toss for it, would you? Double or nothing?
Oh, no, madam, I would not. I recall how you won the entire state of Delaware by tossing coins. In fact, it was I who fixed the coins.
Never mind your blabbermouth. I'll go polish some silver.
Yes, madam.
Mrs. Osborne, we've got to talk to you.
Not a chance. I only speak to tradespeople on Thursdays.
It's about Chatsworth.
There is no day I wish to speak about him. Oh, Chatsworth, dear. Why are you thrashing around like a wounded mackerel?
Oh, Mumsy, make them let me go.
Oh, surely you jest. Don't relax your hold for a moment. He is slippery.
Mrs. Osborne, we have discovered that Chatsworth is the mastermind of a clever confidence game.
Impossible.
It's tricky and dishonest.
Possible.
Mumsy, I only did it to restore the honor of the Osbornes.
Oh, quiet, you oaf. How could you restore the honor of the Osbornes? By cooking up some sneaky, crooked scheme and getting caught at it.
Oh, Mrs. Osborne, this is a serious matter. Chatsworth organized a charity campaign to collect funds for what he claimed was a needy family.
But he refuses to tell us the name of this family.
Right, so it's as plain as the nose on your face that, no offense, that there ain't no such family and that your son ain't no gentleman.
Who says he ain't?
Now, wait a second. You mean Chatsworth was telling the truth?
It's hard to believe, but yes. He was collecting for a poverty-stricken family.
No, Mumsy, please don't tell them, I beg of you.
If I don't tell them, you'll go to prison.
Tell them. Oh, the humiliation of it all. I shall never again be able to hold my wicket up at a cricket match.
Now, let's cut out all this jabbering and get down to brass tacks. This kid is into me for $16, which I laid out to furnish the paint and the cardboard to make them signs.
And he took money from practically every student on campus.
So name the needy family.
The name of the needy family is namely us. We are, if I use the term correctly, penniless.
The Osborns broke. I should be so broke.
You'll never make it, Gillis. We are broke $30 million worth. Try and top that.
You lost all your money? What happened?
You remember Black Tuesday? Well, with us, it was Black Monday through Friday inclusive.
But what about Osborn Manor and the cars and the servants?
The servants won't leave. I owe them too much money, and we can't sell the cars. There's very little demand for solid gold spark plugs. No one can afford to buy Osborn Manor except the Maharaja Bakshish, and 12 of his wives don't like my color scheme.
Oh, mice and rats.
You're really flat.
As a pancake, Gillis, as a pancake. Chatsworth, you'll have to give back every cent you collected. Every last cent.
Well, if he does that, I'm sure everyone will be willing to forget the whole thing.
Don't be so sure. I ain't willing to forget the $16 he owes me for paint.
Everything on this estate is mortgaged to some government or another. So I fear the only way I can pay back the piddling amount I owe you is I shall get a job.
Job? Mumsy, please, not so loud. Suppose Grandfather Osborne should hear you from that big brokerage house in the sky.
Mrs. Osborne, what kind of job could you get?
What's the problem? What bank in town needs a new director? Mumsy is qualified to foreclose with the best of them.
I'm afraid they don't quite do it that way.
She better think of something because I want my 16 smackers.
I am a genius at arranging intimate formal dinners for 40 or 50 people. I'm an absolute marvel at keeping servants on their toes. And I am a whiz at home decoration. Mr. Gillis, meet your new housekeeper.
You, Mrs. Chatsworth Osborne Sr., my housekeeper?
Chatsworth goes along as the butler.
Oh, doom, oh, black day. Housekeeper and a butler, huh?
You know, I think Winnie might like that.
$16 worth of service.
How does a month sound?
A month?
Okay, 2 months. It's a deal.
Dad had every right to believe that Mom would be happy if he got her a maid and a butler. So when he told her that Mrs. Osborne and Chatsworth were coming in to work for us, she had a quick answer.
Oh, I know it's kind of a shock seeing them like this, but I bet you're going to learn to like the idea.
Your respectful butler, madam, at your service.
Your respectful maid and housekeeper, madam.
How do you like that?
Oh, Gillis, you ox, don't stand there. Show your servants to the servants' quarters.
Oh, yes, yeah. I fixed up a room for you over the garage.
What about my bags?
Yes, say, what about your bags?
You, sir, are no gentleman.
Huh? Oh, yes, sir, all right.
Mine too, Gillis. This butling is exhausting work.
Here we go. Who's butling here?
So we had a maid and we had a butler. Naturally, the maid's purpose was to make life easier for Mom.
Aunt Winnie, what are you doing?
I'm cleaning the windows. I'd die if the new maid thought I was a bad housekeeper.
And the butler's main job was to make life pleasanter for Dad.
Oh, what a day. I am bushed.
Sir, your robe, your pipe, and your evening paper.
Oh, so that's what butlers are for, huh?
Bien sûr. That means yes, indeedy do.
Oh.
Your pipe and your evening paper.
Hey, wait a minute. I'm not going to spend the evening in a crazy outfit like
Oh,
this.
please, sir, don't embarrass me by revealing your ignorance. That's the latest thing. Feed up.
Yeah? Well, what happened to my evening paper?
I cut out all the unpleasant items. After a hard day at the store, I won't permit you to read things that might upset you.
By this time, Dad was a bit upset. Well, not exactly upset. What he was ready to strangle Chatsworth. And that was only the beginning.
When I eat a big meal after a day like we just did. Call the cops. Somebody swiped our kitchen.
Mrs. Osborne, what happened? Oh, I got rid of all that miserable old stuff, and I replaced it with new equipment. Charming, isn't it?
Charming? It's charmingly nuts. How do you think I'm going to pay for all this junk?
Well, Giuseppe cannot work in all that other kind of junk.
Giuseppe? Who's Giuseppe?
The finest chef this side of Paris. I just ordered him for you, $1,000 a month plus expenses.
A chef? But we don't need a chef.
Of course you do. You certainly don't expect me to cook, do you? My specialty is supervision. Par excellence.
Now, just a darn minute.
Stop breathing. You're fogging up the copper there. The grand piano is on the way up.
A grand piano?
Yeah. But of course, Giuseppe is Italian. How do you expect him to cook chicken cacciatore without the proper musical background? Namely, grand opera. Sur la... There! Stop that gold bricking down there. Sultium baccio, sultium baccio,
I've heard about people having a servant problem, but in our house, the servants were having a people problem. And the roughest part was still ahead.
Hey, Dobe, what time is the new maid going to serve dinner? I only had one thing to eat since breakfast.
Yeah, lunch.
No, midnight snack. You know I don't tell time too good.
All right, you kids. Clear out of here. The guy from the city tax assessor's office is on his way upstairs.
Hey, you going to try to chisel him again this year, Mr. G?
No, knock it off, Maynard. On second thoughts, you better stay here. You make any property look depreciated.
Why, thank you.
All I am trying to do is to show him that we are just plain, honest people, and put a little dirt on your face, son. It'll make you look even more pathetic.
Dad, come on, Maynard.
But look, all we want to do is to show the man that every little bit would help, you know. Make it look nice. You gotta do Mr. Nichols, as you can see, we're just plain, ordinary, everyday, hard-working people.
Well, Mr. Gillis, your report's the same this year, and so is the room. Radio turned around, cover over the TV, table hurriedly messed up, and under the pillow, the bronze elephant which you won last year at the lodge and which you never declared. However, I see no reason why the tax assessment shouldn't stand the same for this year.
Oh, that's what I said. We're just plain, honest people. You know, no frills, nothing fancy. Practically live on pickles, hot-belly, and sauerkraut.
Aperitifs are served, madame and monsieur.
And the hors d'oeuvre. We had to send out for the caviar.
A butler and a maid? Caviar?
Mr. Nichols, don't jump to conclusions.
Yeah, please, Mr. Nichols, don't jump to conclusions. You see, you wouldn't believe it.
Then we took the liberty of throwing out your crockery and replacing it with this imported silverware.
And we replaced your old dime store glasses with this beautiful Lalique crystal.
Imported silver, caviar, champagne. Gillis, I'm doubling your taxes.
Oh, please, Your Honors.
Just wait until you see the new tablecloth. Irish linen, a bargain at $20 a square foot.
Hey, Mr. G, are you through chiseling him yet? Doubling the taxes, I'm tripling them.
Mr. Gillis, we promised to work for you until the $16 we owed you was paid off. Now, are you sure 2 days are enough?
2 days is all I can afford, so we are even, and goodbye.
Mrs. Gillis, I want to thank you for your kindness and your sympathy. Sometimes when a person runs into a streak of hard luck, she learns who her friends really are.
It's all right.
And all of you have been terribly decent to us. Terribly decent.
See, I'm getting pretty misty.
We only did what anyone would do if he was a fine, decent, honorable human being.
Oh, it was more than that. You showed a true sympathy, and I shall never be able to thank you enough.
Madam, I read on the rubber plantation in Brazil that you'd given up flowers.
I'm telling you that...
Madam, remember the Brazilian rubber plantation that you'd given up for lost?
Yes, what about it?
It's bounced back, madam, and the price of rubber has risen to a new high, and oh, madam, you're wealthy again.
$35 million, Wilfred.
Oh, goody gumdrops. Now I can wear vests again.
Mrs. Osborne, I want you to realize that what we did out of a true sympathy.
Quiet, Gillis. I speak only on Thursday to tradespeople.
Just a minute, Chatsworth. There's one thing I want to talk to you about.
Wait until Thursday, Dobie. Do what's good enough for Mumsy is good enough for me. Come, Mumsy, let us depart this slum.
You ragamuffin, carry our bags. I'm loaded again. I'll give you a shiny new dime.
I'd rather have a dirty old quarter.
Since Rudy Valley's megaphone.
Mr. Wazak, I've been a campus disc jockey for 6 months, and I won't believe it until I see it work.
You command, Charlie Waysack obeys. Miss O'Malley, meet Arnold. Stuffed inside this machine is information about every hunk of music from Beethoven to Boogie Woogie to the Twist. You just push this switch and start him going, and he's a cockeyed marvel.
That is the cockeyed marvel?
Easy, Arnold, easy, easy. Young lady was only kidding. Wait, Miss O'Malley, tell him you were kidding. He's very sensitive.
Well, sure, Arnold. I was only kidding.
Attaboy, Arnold. There. Now you're talking, boy. I think Arnold's warmed up now. Now hold on to your hat, and you're going to see a miracle. Love is a many splendid thing. Go ahead, Arnold. Go to it.
Total predicted sales, 2,346,761 records. It's a hit.
That's exactly right. It's incredible.
Now he's got a lot more tricks up his crankcase. If you got a song that's no good, he'll tell you how to fix it and make it a smash. Now listen to this. La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. How do you fix up that mess, Arnold?
Raise the F to F sharp, lower it a third, change the tempo to 4/4.
Like this? I dream of Jeannie with a light brown hair. Arnold, you're a tin plate marvel.
Oh, that's the weirdest, nuttiest monstrosity I ever saw.
You rang?
Who, or in the interest of accuracy, what are you?
I'm Maynard G. Krebs, and I'm here to present to you that songbird of the South, that growling albacore, Virgil T. Gillis.
Maynard, that strolling troubadour. And lend an ear, friends, because I'm going to sing my sensational, colossal hit that I used to sing down in the Sky Room of the Corn Pone Hotel in greater downtown Chicken Run, Tennessee.
Every day away from you only makes me feel so blue. Oh, my darling, I beg of you, come back, little girl, come back. Never meant to make you cry, felt so bad at your goodbye. I'm so lonely, I could die. Come back, little girl, come back.
Now that there is a sure as shooting hit, right, friends?
I doubt it, friend. But let's see what Arnold says.
Arnold? Where?
Well, Arnold, what do you think of the song?
Friend Maynard G. Krebs get involved with the likes of one Charlie Waysack, known in music publishing circles as Wiley Waysack, 2, Sally O'Malley, known in disc jockey circles as Tin Pan Sally, and 3, Arnold, the mechanical marvel, known in grease monkey circles as Tin Can Arnie. I guess Arnie wasn't expecting anybody to take his picture. Anyhow, It all started when my cousin Virgil T. Gillis, the pride of Chicken Run, Tennessee, got a job here in town. Now, Maynard's feelings about Cousin Virgil are, well, they're kind of hard to describe.
No, they ain't. He's a Southern fried fink.
Why do you say a thing like that about Cousin Virgil?
On account if I said what was really in my head, I get my mouth washed out with soup.
Maynard, that's soap and goodbye.
Soap? Man, that's worse than soup.
Maynard, sayonara and out.
Especially chicken noodle soup.
Maynard, enough. Cousin Virgil's welcome to come around here and visit us anytime he wants, and that's that.
No, it ain't. On account if Virgil starts hanging around here, I leave. You gotta choose between him or me. Well, Mr. G?
It's him.
Well, Doe?
It's him.
Well, Mr. G?
Maynard, stop acting silly. Cousin Virgil's a reliable, hard-working fellow.
Like, what reliable, hard-working fellow would take a job like he's got? Getting shot out of a cannon over in the carnival grounds.
Cousin Virgil, what happened?
They fired me.
Well, it's good to see, I think. But the next time you drop in, use the door, will you? Look what you did to my new skylight, and that thing cost me a cotton-picking fortune.
See? He can't hold a job.
Well, it was on account of I was putting on a little weight and I wasn't fitting into the cannon too good.
Wrong caliber man for the job, huh?
Gonna get another job with the carnival?
Nope, I'm quitting show business. Perform in show business. I'm gonna do what I always wanted to do, become a big, successful songwriter.
Look out, Mr. G, Dope G. It's just a tricky thunk-up to chip you out of some money.
Now, that's plumb ridiculous, Melvin. All I want to do is take one of my songs down to one of them big music publishers and make the whole world happy.
See, Maynard?
And all I want is for my beloved family to share in my good fortune.
See, Maynard?
And all I want is a couple of $100 from them so I can get started.
See, everybody, see?
From there on, everything moved fast. Cousin Virgil talked Dad into lending him the money. He talked Maynard into being his guitar toter. But when he tried to talk Mr. Wazak, the music publisher, into buying his song, things changed.
The door, that way. Out, out.
Hold on there, Mr. Wazak. Don't throw him out.
Listen to her, listen to her.
I'll admit that song is a miserable mess.
But don't listen to her, don't listen to
Let
her.
her finish.
Listen to her, listen to her.
That tune could set music back 100 years.
Or even more, like 50.
Right. Arnold knows all about hits. Let's see what he knows about flops.
Arnold, where?
Okay, Songbird. Start warbling.
Arnold, where?
Now, this here's the little doozer of a number I was singing before I was so rudely interrupted. It always knocked them spinning when I used to sing it down at the Sky Room with the Cornpone Hotel.
Sing already!
Arnold, where?
Every day away from you only makes me feel so blue. Oh, my darling, I beg of you, come back, little gal, come back. Never meant to make you cry, felt so bad at your goodbye. I'm so lonely, I could die. Come back, little gal, come back.
Now that there is a sure as shooting hit, right, friends?
I doubt it, friend. But let's see what Arnold says.
Arnold, where?
Well, Arnold, what do you think of the song? Arnold!
That song will set music back 51 years, 2 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days. It's a flop.
You heard what Arnold said. Out!
Oh, so that's Arnold. Looks more like an overgrown tin can. But it's beautiful. Just like my train switch at home.
You disconnected it, you lunkhead. There's 1,000,000 volts in it.
Yes, sir, and I'm keeping my eye on every one of them.
Hurry up and connect that switch.
Yes, sir.
Watch it.
Yes, sir.
What a horrible disaster. I'll never forgive myself.
Oh, just simmer down, Mr. Wazak, sir. He's gonna be fine.
Not that muttonhead. I mean Arnold. Love is a many splendid thing. Oh, no. Oh, no.
He's gone.
To that big fuse box in the sky.
You think it's possible for a human person, and that might even include Morton here, to become a... No, it's an impossibility.
Horace, I don't know. He sure sounds like some kind of a screwing machine.
Yeah, don't he, though? Now, first, that Mr. Wazak twisted the middle dial. Then he pulled down the switches. Then he pulled down the handle. It works. He is a machine. He ain't a human person.
I could have told you that years ago.
Now, hear me good, Maxwell.
Every day away from you only makes me feel so blue.
Never mind your opinion, just give the facts.
That's all will set music back 51 years, 2 months, 3 weeks, and 2 days.
Perfect, Maxwell. You're a credit to the sheet metal business.
Hey, now, just a minute. I know that Maynard ain't exactly human, but this is inhuman. What are you trying to do to him?
It's already done, Uncle Herbie. It's already done. Listen to this.
Love is a many-splendored thing.
Well, what do you say, friend?
Total predicted sale, 2,342 records. It's a hit.
We need a doctor. He's sick.
You need some lubricating oil. He's hungry.
Lubricating oil?
Yeah, lubricating oil. See, that electric shock went and whomped every bit of information right out of that there machine into his thick little skull, bless him.
Lubricating oil, boing, boing. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, Buddy Virgil, oh, Buddy Virgil.
Hey, son, what do you think happened to Maynard?
I don't know, Dad. What?
Take a guess.
I've got no idea.
Go on, make the screwiest, wackiest, stupidest guess you can guess.
Okay. He stuck his finger in a light socket and turned into a floor lamp.
Well, not quite, but you're getting close.
Dad, what are you talking about? He looks perfectly natural to me.
Yeah, well, he has turned into an inhuman machine.
For him, that's natural. A machine? Oh, come on, Dad. He's the same old... He feels like a machine. He sounds like a machine. Lubricating oil. He smells like a machine.
Do you know a nice mechanical girl who would like to go dancing with me?
Dad, this is awful. What have you done to Maynard?
I ain't done nothing to him. He was monkeying around with this machine, see, and all of a sudden he got his finger caught in the switch, and then... No, you wouldn't believe it anyway.
Well, there's sure as heck something wrong with him. Maynard, it's me, Dobe. Don't you remember me, Maynard? I'm your old friend. We grew up together. We entered kindergarten together. We graduated together. I mean, when I graduated from the 4th grade, you graduated from kindergarten. Maynard, don't you know me? Say something.
Do you know a nice mechanical girl who would like to go dancing with me?
It's incredible.
No, inedible. But delicious. Yum, yum, yum.
You see, the electric wiring got all mixed up, and Maynard is now the #1 music expert in the whole world. He's going to help us write nothing but hit songs. It's kind of like the Twilight Zone.
Oh, this is a lot of foolishness. I don't believe a word of it, and I don't want to hear any more about it, and that's all.
No, that's oil. Yum, yum, yum.
He is going to help us make a cotton-picking fortune. Maynard, old buddy, you finally found your place in the world.
Dad, you can't do this to Maynard. He's not a machine. He's a person.
I knew him when he was a person. I like him better as a machine. Right, Maynard?
Maynard, poor Maynard. What's going to happen to you?
Do you know a nice mechanical girl?
Never mind. Dad, are you absolutely determined to go through with this?
My head is made up, and believe me, son, it is all for the best. Why, he'll get 6 or 7 square, oily meals a day, and at night he'll sleep on a nice big pile of comfortable, greasy rags. What more could he want?
Oh, greasy rags and axle grease. Oh, boy, oh, boy.
At this point, I would like to comment on the, shall we say, rather odd thing that had apparently happened to Maynard. I mean, I know that for a human being to turn into a machine seems impossible, but allow me to point out that when Maynard was born, all the doctors said he was impossible. And since that time, he's devoted his life to proving it. Now, I'll admit that at first I was worried that Cousin Virgil might take unfair advantages of Maynard's solid metal condition. But I'm happy to report that when the chips were down, Virgil showed his true colors.
Now, Maynard, you keep on a blooping and a bleeping and a firing songs, or I'll spike the water in your carburetor.
Gee, I wouldn't want you to hurt the poor fellow, machine, well, whatever you say he is.
Now, don't you fret your pretty head, miss. Maynard loves his work.
Yes, he's a glutton for work.
Why, right this minute, he's a chomping at his differential to help me figure out how to straighten out this song before I record it for you to play on your little old radio program.
fire away, and may heaven have mercy on his coaxial cable.
Right. Now, you listen good. You hear, Maynard?
I hear.
Good.
Every day away
Wait a minute. His arm is up.
Stop singing through your nose and take down a third to F.
Every day away.
Well, there he goes.
Change the tempo from V4 to 4/4. Give it a rock and roll beat and a lot of oomph.
Every day away from you only makes me feel so blue. Oh, my darling, I beg of you, come back, little girl, come back. I never meant to make you cry. Felt so bad at your goodbye. I'm so lonely that I could die. Come back. Come back, little girl, come back.
Yes, I was quite brilliant.
Oh, Virgil, that's sensational. But will the public like it?
Will they like it? Hearken to this.
Predicted sale 42,712 records. It's a hit.
I'll play it.
I'll make a fortune.
I want pistachio on my oil. I like starving.
So Cousin Virgil and Dad jumped turntable first into the music business. Their strategy was simple. Every time Cousin Virgil wrote a song, the machine, formerly known as Maynard, would tell him if it was going to be a hit or a flop.
It's going to be a flop.
I am not even finished yet, Maynard. Machine, dumbhead. Now get this finished, will you? I'm going to dance till I drop. Hippity, 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 hop, hop, hop. Hippity, 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 bump, bump, bump. Doing the kangaroo jump, I really mean it. Doing the kangaroo jump. Da 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 da. No opinions, Maynard, just information.
Predicted sale 3 records. Correction, 2 records. That's a catastrophe. Drop it like a hot tomato.
That's hot potato, and what do you mean 2 records? I would have bought 3 myself.
Mr. Gillis, the machine never lies.
Yes, I am a very honest machine.
Come on, let's get on with the songwriting. Virgil, your last song only sold 40,000 copies. This time you've got to aim higher.
Oh, I can do it, ma'am. Maynard found a light socket he's in love with, and he's sharper than ever. Turn him on full speed ahead, Uncle Herbie.
Right. Contact.
Love, my baby, you know how.
Like stop. What's this lullaby jazz? Change tempo to 4/4 and let it rock.
Rock, my baby, you know.
Like wow. Raise one tone higher and change rock into twistin' baby.
Twistin' baby, come on now. Twistin' baby, you know how. When we're twistin', man, like wow. Baby, come and twist with me. Twist to the left and you twist to the right. Twist all the day and you twist all night. Can't go wrong when you're twistin' right. Baby, come and twist with me. Round and round, up and down, to and fro, fast or slow, never stop. Go, 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 baby, come and twist with me. Twistin', baby, come on now. Twistin', baby, you know how. When we're twistin', man, like wow. Baby, come and twist with me. Twist to the left and you twist to the right. Twist all the day and you twist all night. Can't go wrong when you're twistin' right. Baby, come and twist with me. Baby, come and twist with me.
Well, there you have it, gang. The newest Virgil T. Gillis hit record. You'll find it at your favorite platter store just as you heard it here tonight. Well, this is your old DJ pal, Tin Pan Sally, signing off till tomorrow at the same time. Tune in for another brand new Virgil T. Gillis smash recording. Bye-bye, and don't take any wooden records. Another hit.
Another 50,000 records.
Another can of lube oil for Maynard.
Yep, thanks to Maynard, Cousin Virgil's records started selling like, well, I was going to say like hotcakes, but no hotcake was ever such a hit. All over town, kids were scrambling to buy his platters. On the campus of Pryor College, nobody went to class when Tin Pan Sally played one of his new records. I mean, they didn't bother to go to class much any time, but now even the students stayed away. Yep, Cousin Virgil had become the hottest thing to hit town since the fire that burned down the old Endicott building.
Oh, kids, here they are, your Virgil Gillis records. Come and get them while they're hot here. The hottest new players in town. Thank you very much. Oh, yes.
That's how it went whenever people heard Cousin Virgil's platters. They came from every place to buy them, some from as far away as the county seat. And they got here in every way they could think of, just to get their hands on those records. Yes, sir. Cousin Virgil and Tin Pan Sally went whole hog with the publicity for Virgil's new record. All over the country, music fans were crying for it. And here at home, there was also quite a bit of crying. Well, you can't really blame him. The whole publicity campaign was being paid for with his money. But there was no reason for Dad to shed all those bitter tears, because the hotshot pitcher was warming up in the bullpen.
Hey, what are you doing? Trying to sabotage our secret weapon?
Heaven forfend, Uncle Herbie. I just charged his batteries getting a little weak in the bloop. And there was likewise nothing to brag about in his bleep. So now we just plug him in, set him for a million record hit, and away we go.
Yeah, well, it's either away we go or away my money went.
Well, here we go, Milton. Now you be smart, and I'll give you a double portion of kerosene for dinner.
I saw her jiving to the driving rock. I took one look, my heart went knock, knock, knock. I blinked my light, I honked my horn, but she kept a rocking and a rolling on. She kept on jiving to the driving rock.
Like faster.
The driving rock, it really makes the driving rock. You pick your chick, you drop your dime, you have yourself a crazy swinging time. You have yourself
Like cease, like desist. When I say fast, I mean fast, like speedy.
You mean you want it faster than that?
Zoom. Gallop, man, gallop.
What happened? Who stepped on a cat?
It's a hit, it's a hit. 5,245,312 copies. It's a hit, it's a hit.
It's a hit, too. Sounds like the mating call of a pair of corduroy pants.
It's a smash hit.
You've got to be kidding. You couldn't give that record away if it was waxed on a $10 bill.
It's a hit, it's a hit, it's a hit, it's a hit.
I will give you a hit.
It's a hit.
Maurice, what's wrong?
Who are you?
Morton!
I still think that's Maynard. No, you're that rotten sneak Virgil T. Gillis. Keep that oil can out of my mouth, you southern fried fink.
Melvin! Marvin! Maurice! I declare he was so much easier to get along with when he was a machine.
We're ruined. What are we going to do?
I don't know about you, but I know what I'm going to do.
Well, kids, right about here, I promised to play you the new Virgil Gillis record. But unfortunately, Virgil ran into, shall we say, a little mechanical problem. But wait, I've got a big surprise for you. While I was looking around for someone to take his place, I ran across that certain something we're all looking for, a new sound.
never fix this thing. It was the only chance I had to get some of my due back.
Yeah, it's like pitiful. He was lovable, but a monster.
What lovable? He clinkety-clanked me straight into bankruptcy.
Yeah, poor Arnold. He'll never taste lubricating oil again.
It is soup kitchen time for all of us, and all he is a pile of useless nuts and bolts.
Maybe he can become a slot machine.
Arnold is a total loss, and so is my bank account.
Well, maybe he become a gumball machine.
Maynard.
Well, how about a popcorn machine?
I saw her diving to the driving bar. I took one look, my heart went back, back, back. I played my right, I honked my horn, the machine kept rocking and rolling on. She kept on diving to the driving bar.
To sleep. Ow! Maynard, enough is enough. Ow. It's too much. Okay, Maynard, that does it. If you're going to spend the night here, the least you can do is...
Oh, Dobie, if you're going to ask me to spend the night here, the least you do is not kick me.
Me kick you?
Yeah, and I don't like it.
Ow! Seymour. He's what the scientists call a chimpanzee. This little fella is my friend Maynard G. Krebs. He's what the scientists call a... Well, they're still working on what to call him. Now, how did these two close related or oddly assorted links in the chain of evolution happen to get together? Good question. For a good answer, let's go back a few weeks to the psychology classroom of Dr. Imogene Burkhardt. Dr. Burkhardt's famous all over the campus for her hard work, scholarly attitude, and serious dedication to duty.
And this is what we call a hyperbolic ellipsoid with a parabolic termination. Thank you. I owe it all to wild living and bad habits.
You rang?
All right. What's going on in here? Is this a class or a 60-minute coffee break?
Well, if it's up to me, I'll take the coffee break. Black, 9 lumps.
Oh, well, good morning, Dean Hollister. Welcome to Psychology 1B.
Please go on with your lecture, Dr. Burkhardt. I just stopped in for a moment to see that your students are progressing as college students should.
Ooh, if he gets a load of me, it's back to junior high.
Well, you arrived at a very interesting moment, Dean. We are just ready to complete an experiment demonstrating the difference in learning ability between human beings and chimpanzees.
There's a difference?
Oh, yes, Mr. Krebs, there is a difference. Present company accepted, of course.
You're like welcome.
Mr. Krebs, will you please bring in Bernice, our first chimp? Mr. Krebs is in charge of our experimental chimpanzees.
I never had it so good.
Yes. Well, now, class, we are ready to observe two different types of chimpanzee learners. Now, Bernice, our first chimp, is very young, so she was given a comparatively simple trick to learn.
Here we are, Dr. B, Beauty and the Beast. Like I beauty.
Mr. Krebs, will you bring Bernice into the center? Hey, wait, that's not Bernice.
Like right, Dr. B, it's Seymour. I mean, he looks so sad and lonesome in there, I thought I'd bring him in so he could shake paws. Here, Seymour, feed all the people with the peanuts, even though it ain't feeding time.
Oh, Mr. Krebs. You know you shouldn't have brought Seymour in here. I didn't want the dean to see him.
I know, but Seymour's my best friend in the whole world, except for Dobe, and he never gets to do nothing.
Well, that's because he can't do nothing, and if the dean finds out, there'll be trouble. Now, quick, take him back to his cage.
The dean?
Seymour.
Like right, Dr. B. But after this, we shouldn't whisper. The dean's going to think we don't want him to hear us, even if we don't.
Now, class, when Mr. Krebs returns with Bernice, please note
Dr. Burkhardt, why was Seymour taken away?
Why was he taken away? Oh, what a good question, Dean Hollister. Oh, it's easy to see that your mind is always alert. It's no wonder
Dr. Burkhardt, why are you hiding Seymour from me?
Why am I hiding him? Oh, what a good question, Dean Hollister. It's easy to see that your mind...
Dr. Burkhardt,
Oh, Bernice, how wonderful to see you. How wonderful indeed.
Gee, Bernice gets a better howdy-do than me, but then who don't?
Now, class, you will recall that Bernice was given a tricycle and 4 hours of instructions. Let us see how well she has learned her lesson.
Okay. Come on, Bernice.
Ride the tricycle.
Keep going.
Thank you, Bernice, and nobly performed. And now, Mr. Krebs, if you will bring in Wilbur, our next chimp, we will demonstrate how an older chimp has learned more complicated skills.
Right, Wilbur coming up. Bernice, you're more fun than a barrel of monkeys. No offense.
Isn't it amazing what the lower forms of life can do? And I thought the monkey performed rather well, too. Now, Dean Hollister, Wilbur, our next chimp, is 3 years old, so of course he... Mr. Krebs, I warned you.
I couldn't help it. He snuck out of his cage. He's smarter than me. I'll lug him back like instantly.
Bye-bye, Mr.
not
Krebs.
so fast, Krebs.
Oh, well, Seymour must get back to his cage at once, Dean Hollister, because you see, when he's away from it, he gets very homesick.
Stop interfering, Dr. Burkhardt, or you're going to get very unemployed. Now, I want to ask you just one more time. What's wrong with this ape?
Nothing. I feel in the punk.
Krebs, that's pink. And you stay out of this. Dr. Burkhardt, I want to see this animal perform.
Oh, well, he isn't ready.
Not ready? After all these months of training, not ready? How do you explain that?
Like easy. He ain't too smart in the head. No offense, Seymour. I mean, lovableness is more important than intelligentness, and you're the most lovable.
Dr. Burkhardt, at your request, the college spent considerable money, over $1,000, to buy this animal, true?
True, sir.
And then fed, housed, and trained him, also at considerable expense, true?
True, sir.
No more true, sir, buts. I want action. I want to see this animal perform now.
Yes, sir. Here, Seymour. Come on, Seymour. Now, you've got to perform, dear. Do something.
I am waiting. Make him perform.
Here, Seymour. Bounce the ball. Huh? No, Seymour. Bounce it.
Bounce, Seymour. Bounce.
Well, Dr. Burkhardt,
I'm in trouble?
you're in trouble, and so is the monkey.
I am?
The other monkey.
This is Dean Hollister. He's a very fair, decent, honorable man, which isn't easy considering that he's a teacher. So why was he so all shook up just because a certain little chimpanzee couldn't do certain little tricks? It boils down to one thing, his basic philosophy of life.
I love money. The money I'm talking about is the university's money. It is my responsibility to see to it that that money is not spent on backward, useless, non-productive gorillas.
There, you backward, useless, non-productive gorilla. Sticks and stones may break your bones, but names can never hurt you.
Seymour has already cost the university enough money to hire 3 professors or 1 T-formation quarterback. Something's got to be done about it.
Oh, please, Dean Hollister, just give him time. Seymour will learn.
He's a hopeless case. So it becomes a simple matter of dollars and cents. I've got to try to regain at least part of the investment we have in that animal. And there's only one way.
Oh, please, Dean Hollister, not the medical school. Anything but the medical school.
Why not? Seymour could become a good doctor.
Oh, Stan.
A great doctor. Already his arms are furrier than Ben Casey's.
Dean Hollister wants to turn him over to medical research.
No kidding. My father tried to get rid of me once that way. They was willing to take the body, but when it came to the brain, they said no. No. Oh, no, not Seymour, not to another fellow human person.
Believe me, Krebs, I don't want to do this, but I haven't got any choice. This chimp is obviously incapable of studying, so we have got to study him.
But he could study and learn honest. Him, yeah. Please, Dean, let me take him home. I could teach him all sorts of tricks and stunts.
Oh, please let him try, sir. Mr. Krebs has a way with animals.
On account of we talk the same language.
Krebs, you understood that chatter?
Every single chat. Although, Seymour has a slight speech impediment. Poor chap.
In a home environment, given tender, loving care, Seymour might improve remarkably.
All right, Krebs. It's against my better judgment, but I'll try it this once. You may have Seymour.
Seymour's mine? Oh, bless you, sir, bless you.
For 1 week only. Now, during that time, you will either teach him enough to make him worth the money the college spent on him, or off he goes to the medical school.
1 week? That's more than a month.
The leader had rescued his chimp from the clutches of medical research for 1 week. Instantly, problems arose. First, he had to find Seymour a place to stay, in an environment that was warm, friendly, and generous. But he brought him over to see my father anyhow. However, Dad's reaction to Seymour was rather strange.
Seymour? I like him. I like him. Here, little fella, have a banana. Have a punch.
Surprised, aren't you? I mean, I'll bet you figured that when Dad found out that a chimpanzee might move in with us, he'd hit the ceiling and start hollering, out, out, out. But you see, things didn't turn out that way at all. Dad took an instant liking to Seymour. So when Maynard announced that he and the chimp were moving in, Dad said,
out, out! Seymour, yes? Maynard? No, out! Mr. G, if you don't want me to stay here, just say so. Don't be bashful.
I don't want you to stay here.
How come you ain't bashful?
For shame, Herbert, for shame. Maynard is a friend in need.
He is a friend in need of a zoo. That's what he's in need of.
But it's only for a week.
Why doesn't he take the monkey to his own house?
My father would have took Seymour, was me he threw out.
A smart man, your father.
Herbert, Maynard and his little friend can stay in the basement room where I do my hobby ceramics and painting and sculpture.
Culture center.
Yes, and you will never see them.
I'll never see him. What about meals? They gotta eat, don't they? Which reminds me of Maynard's appetite, and who can afford it? Out, out, out!
Herbert, they are staying.
They will break up the joint. They will cost me a fortune.
They're staying.
They will chase customers out of the store. They will chase us out of our skull.
They're staying.
Winnie, give me one good reason why they're staying.
Because if they don't, I'm inviting my mother to move in with us for good.
Winnie, they are staying. They're staying.
So now Maynard had a place where he could begin his desperate efforts to save Seymour's life. This grave responsibility brought about a tremendous change in him. He was now a family man. It was amazing. He and Seymour started to treat one another exactly as if they were father and son.
Daddy! Right, Seymour. I want you to think of me as your daddy, because I'm going to smarten you up with 7 days of hard, tough, brain-cracking work. Oh, 7 days of hard work. Oh, that's almost enough to make 1 week. We got to do it. I got to teach you all sorts of monkey tricks, or you're going to wind up in the inside of a medical book looking out. Here, look, you put on your sweatshirt now, and we'll start learning all sorts of monkey business. Come on. We gotta do it, Seymour. We just gotta.
To Maynard, rescuing that chimp was a matter of life or death, probably both. He worked like a man possessed to teach Seymour the tricks that would let him keep on being a healthy, red-blooded American monkey.
No, don't be scared. Writing this is as easy as pronouncing its name. Encyclopedia. Now, pay attention, Seymour. You see, if I stand here on the naked floor, I can't reach them jar of peaches up there, see? But if I stack these boxes together, like that, and then I can get up here and reach them jar of peaches. Oh, I must have done something wrong. These are apricots. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Dean Hollister had given Maynard 1 week to turn Seymour from a lovable schnook into a useful member of chimp society. As you can see, Maynard worked unceasingly to save his little friend from that big research lab in the sky. And by the 6th day, thanks to his untiring efforts and almost superhuman energy, an astounding transformation had taken place. Right. He could do complicated acrobatic tricks. As for Seymour, well, Seymour was, sad to relate, still Seymour.
Leave us space, little fuzzy buddy. The week's almost finished, and so are you. Well, you ain't learned nothing. You're like doomed. And I gotta take you back to that mean old dean. And he's gonna send you to that mean old medical school, and they're gonna... Oh, I ain't gonna let him do it. I'll save you, or my name ain't, well, whatever it is. Come on, Seymour. A lot of people say I'm an ordinary backward lame brain, but when it comes to saving my little furry pal, I change altogether in a different kind of lame brain. Come on. The only way they're going to get you away from me is over my dead body. From now on, it's me for you and you for me and T for two and all like that. All...
Maynard, where are you going with that monkey?
What monkey, Maynard?
Maynard, you're running away, aren't you?
How'd you guess?
But you won't get away with it, dear. They'll come and find you in Seymour and bring you back.
I gotta get away with it, Mrs. G. Seymour ain't learned nothing in a whole week. He's like doomed. We'll run away to some faraway city where they don't know us and lose ourselves in the crowd, and then they'll never find us.
That's the idea. Lose yourself in the crowd. A kid in a pair of raggedy sneakers with beard to match and a monkey with a sweatshirt on and carrying a bandana wrapped bundle on the end of a stick. Nobody will ever even notice it.
But it ain't fair. Seymour never hurt nobody. Why do they want to hurt him?
Why, nobody wants to hurt him, dear. It's just the university invested a lot of money in him, and this is one way that they can get part of it back.
Maynard, it is just a matter of circumstances. And as you stumble on through life, you will come to understand that there are some things in life you just can't fight against.
Mr. Gillis is right, Maynard. Of course you love Seymour. We love him, too. But you must adjust to losing him. We all lose things that we love, but life goes on, and you will find that it goes on for you, too, dear. You'll see.
You mean I just ought to forget about Seymour and quit fighting for him, huh? Well, I ain't gonna do it. I don't know the meaning of the word quit.
But Maynard,
I mean, there's a lot of words I don't know the meaning of, but I know enough about quit to know it ain't what I'm gonna do.
But the deadline is tomorrow. What can you teach Seymour by then?
I'll figure it out.
Like what?
Like something.
Like something?
Like nothing. Seymour, I know you're trying your best, but they was right. You're hopeless. I mean, if there's only one thing you could do. I mean, everybody does something. Mr. G, he yells and hollers, and Dobie G, he spends money and loses girls, and Mrs. G, she paints paintings. Oh, they're pretty rotten paintings. Yeah. Hey, why not? Yeah, why couldn't you paint paintings as rotten as Mrs. G? Sure. Why not? I mean, maybe you could become a 10-toed whistler's father. Come on. Give it the old jungle try. No. Eat later. Paint now, see? Like this, see? Ooh, not bad. Who says I got no talent? Lots of people, and they're right. Here, you finish. You want me to paint it and tell the dean that you did it? Yeah, that'd save you all right. But that's cheating. And cheating's low and sneaky, and mean and rotten, and unlegal and dishonest. And I'm gonna do it. For joy. I can just hear them now when they see this little beauty. Gorgeous, scrumptious, magnificent.
Frightening. Unbelievable.
Well, I admit it ain't too pretty.
What it is horrible, spooky, frightening, and unbelievable.
Well, nobody says that it's great art.
Nobody?
But the amazing thing is that Seymour, a mere monkey, painted it at all.
Yes, it is amazing. Perhaps it's too amazing. Krebs, who really painted this picture?
Seymour did.
That's the truth?
Yes, sir, and if I'm lying, may I turn into a monkey's uncle. Nothing personal, Seymour.
Dean Hollister, you can say what you will about Maynard, and you usually do, but you've got to admit that he doesn't lie.
Yes, sir, I'm a regular honest Abe Washington.
And besides, just look at that picture. It could only have been painted by a very primitive mind.
Yes, it does have a completely subhuman look.
Completely?
Yes, it's quite clear it could only have been painted by an ape. So we're right back where we started. Krebs, you painted this picture.
No, sir. And if I'm lying, may lightning strike me right here on this spot.
Well, I've got to go along with Dr. Burkhardt on this. Krebs, you're not the kind of fellow who tells a lie.
Like, thank you, sir.
Yes, lying takes brains.
Like, thank you, sir.
So I will accept your story as to how this painting got painted, and Seymour is reprieved from the medical school.
Like, wow.
Like, wow.
For now.
Like, uh-oh.
Like ditto.
If we could just be sure that this chimp painted that picture.
We're sure.
I could release it to the newspapers and he would become world famous.
We're dead.
I can't take any chances. Before I make any official announcement, I've got to see more of this artist, this animal's work.
Well, maybe Seymour ain't got no more pictures in his head. I mean, maybe he shot his belt.
That's bolt, Krebs. And he'd better have some more pictures in his head, or medical school, here he comes.
You better get busy, Seymour. There's an empty paintbrush in the old corral.
One of Maynard's problems is that he just can't let well enough alone. I mean, Dean Hollister was perfectly satisfied with the way Seymour painted, or with the way he thought Seymour painted. But was that good enough for Maynard? Oh, no. He had to turn that monkey into the Picasso of the chimpanzee art world.
Sensational, huh, pal? Man, it ain't hard to see that I got an absolute minimum of talent. Man, wait till the Dean and Dr. B see this masterpiece. They're gonna start hollering, gorgeous, sensational, magnificent. Horrible.
Frightening.
Spooky.
Unbelievable.
Yes, Seymour is a jungle genius.
Krebs, can you look me in the eye and tell me that that chimp painted this picture?
No, sir, I can't.
Aha! You can't tell me that he painted it.
No, sir, I can't look you in the eye. It's too shifty.
No chimp painted this picture.
I know it's hard to believe, sir, but you know Maynard doesn't lie.
And I also know that no chimp painted that picture. Why, I couldn't do as well.
Well, don't feel too bad. Seymour couldn't be as good a dean as you, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Dean Hollister,
I can see why you're suspicious, but after all, it's possible that Seymour painted a picture of the grocery store.
What's so tough about that? He's been living there a whole week.
But look at the details. Why, he even put in the words Gillis Grocery.
True, but all the words are spelled wrong.
Exactly. And that's why I know Krebs painted this picture.
I knew grocery was spelled with a Q.
I'm calling the medical school.
We're doomed.
Oh, please, sir, don't do anything you'll be sorry for.
The only thing I'm sorry for is that I've allowed myself to be hoodwinked by these two phonies.
But if you're mistaken, consider the consequences. Why, you'll be robbing the world of an authentic animal genius.
With $1 million personality.
If Seymour really painted that picture, why, he's a valuable natural resource.
Like Boulder Dam.
Of Niagara Falls.
Or Peter Lawford.
Oh, is there anything we can do to prove to you that you're wrong?
Yes, there is something you can do to prove it. Let me see this stupid gorilla paint a picture.
Okay, when do I start?
The other stupid gorilla.
Well, Seymour don't paint too good when people from the outside world is watching.
Nonsense! I'll make him paint.
All genius painters is like that. Look at Beethoven.
I'll put a stop to this once and for all. Seymour, paint.
Seymour, paint.
Seymour, run for the hills.
Well, Dr. Burkhardt, are you satisfied?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir.
And you'll be a whole lot sorrier when you find yourself grading papers in the line at the unemployment insurance office. And as for you, Krebs.
Outsville?
Way Outsville, like off the campus.
Foreversville?
Even Longersville.
Seymour, he was counting on me and I let him down. He should have known I don't count too good.
You did your best, Mr. Krebs. No man can ask more. Look, Seymour. He's getting ready to paint. Paint, Seymour, paint.
Paint, Seymour, paint.
Paint, Seymour, paint.
It's amazing.
Fantastic.
That's unbelievable. That's Whistler's mother.
Yeah, how about that? He never even met the dear old thing.
Burkhardt, please accept my apology. Krebs, congratulations on a remarkable job. You are a genius with animals.
No, I'm just a great American and a heck of a good sport.
True.
Too bad I can't say the same thing about you.
In the light of what he has done, the university will provide Seymour with a home here for the rest of his life. Ah, you little rascal. It's really an astounding piece of work. Too bad it's only a 1 in a million fluke.
That ain't no fluke. That's a Seymour, and you've seen him paint it with your own eyes.
Of course, but it's obvious that he has no real artistic ability. The laws of chance merely acted in such a way that the proper combination of colors were accidentally placed in the proper positions. This picture's a result. Couldn't happen again if he painted forever. I'll show you. Seymour. Seymour? Paint, small idiot.
You shouldn't talk like that in front of him. You hurt his feelings.
Forgive me. I was simply stating a proven scientific thesis. Chimpanzees have no genuine artistic talent. This painting is merely the result of a freak accident. Washington crossing the Delaware.
Your deanship?
Yes, Grudge.
Any more foolish questions?
That Seymour's career advanced by leaps and bounds. After Gainsborough's Blue Boy, he proceeded to turn out perfect reproductions of the Mona Lisa, Washington crossing the Delaware, and a rather interesting portrait for the cover of Bathing Beauty magazine. Yes, sir, Seymour had it made. He was an authentic genius, famed throughout the country for his artistic accomplishments. But then one day, suddenly and tragically, disaster struck.
The genius flew away from Seymour's brush. He can't paint no more.
Please, Seymour, try again, please.
Look, paint, little friend, paint, or troubles will here we come again.
Yeah, concentrate, Seymour. Put your mind to it.
In the light of this development, I fear that I shall be forced to revise my previous judgment as to Seymour's future. There is no justification for spending all this money on an animal who can't even bounce a ball and who has lost his touch of genius. He is now, I fear, definitely below normal, with nothing unusual except his stupidity to distinguish him from any other chimpanzee.
Why are you ousting me so barbarously from my room and board? Why? Haven't I been lovable as a kitten, nice as pie, sweet as sugar?
You rang?
Gad, call the master of the hounds. The kennel doors have been left open.
No, Mrs. O, I ain't no dog. I'm delivering your groceries. I'm Maynard G. Krebs. I'm like a human person.
Yes, in a way. Krebs, we are in the midst of a highly confidential family argument. Now, if you will excuse us...
Okay, you're excused, but no whispering and no mumbling, because I don't want to miss nothing.
Chatsworth, last week you made arrangements for a hunting trip, in which you rented the states of Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont.
I got the off-season rate, Mumsy.
You also ran your 40-foot blue speedboat in the harbor in such a manner you rammed and sank a Brazilian destroyer and 2 Australian fishing trawlers.
But it was their fault, Mumsy. They were maneuvering their boats dangerously.
In dry dock.
I've been a naughty Osborne.
What you have been is a nasty Osborne. All Osbornes are nasty, but you've been caught at it. So be gone from these premises until you can mend your disgusting ways and become a responsible, grown-up human being.
Then it's goodbye forever.
With any luck. Yes. You will be off these grounds in 5 minutes or I will set the dogs on you. Oh, they would love it. Come on, Tremblay. I want to reread that portion of the will wherein I cut him off without a nickel. I think I'll change that to without a penny.
Mumsy. Oh, mice and rats. What shall I do? What? And where shall I go? Where?
Chatsworth, will you please accept an invitation to live in our home, humble and unpretentious as it is? Everything I have is yours. Take it and make me the happiest grocer in town.
Take me, I've heard everything. I mean, it looked like Dad and it sounded like Dad. It was scary. But Mom came up with the only possible explanation.
Herbert T. Gillis, you have flipped your wig.
Winnie,
On account of Chatsworth, we are going to be rich. I got a plan all figured out.
Is it legal?
Absolutely legal, but let's try it anyway. You know what I mean. After 2 or 3 days, Chatsworth's mother's going to be sorry for what she done, and she's going to want her brat back home. True?
True.
Okay, and when she gets him back there, she is going to say to him, she's going to say, Chatsworth, when you were out in the cold, cruel world, who was it who took you in and treated you like your own son?
Us?
Us. And everybody knows that when you do a favor for them big millionaires, they always give you a reward.
Reward? Reward? She'll give us a reward?
Well, maybe not exactly a reward, but she will throw all her grocery business our way, and you know what that could mean.
A bank full of loot.
Every time she gives a party, she cleans out an entire grocery store.
Yeah, none of that cheap stuff either. Nothing but those deluxe gourmet type items like pickled tripe and stuff like that there.
We'll be rich.
Herbert, I'm worried. It seems so cold-blooded and calculated and sneaky, and when do we start?
Oh, that's my Winnie Pooh that said that.
After all, Mom, he has to stay with somebody.
Certainly, and if Chatsworth moves into my home, I'm entitled to be paid for it, and good.
Oh, you are all heart, girl.
Except for the part of me that's cash registered.
Tally-ho, one and all, J. Harry Vay.
Oh, hi, Cass Resident. I'm Nancy, my boy.
Chatsworth, dear, is there anything we can do for you?
Something to eat?
Something to drink?
Press your suit?
Darn your socks?
Run your errands? Polish your sneakers?
Please, please, friends. All this bowing and scraping is uncalled for. While I am in your home, I absolutely insist that you do not go to any special pains to make me comfortable. Is that clear?
Well, if you insist.
Good. That's the way I like it. Democracy in action. Nobody taking advantage of their superior station in life to push others around. Krebs, why are you standing there? Unpack my suitcases. Dobie, do. Several pieces of my luggage are still downstairs. You will fetch them up, won't you?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes.
And Mr. Gillis, baby, he'll need help. Be off.
Oh,
off.
yes.
Mrs. Gillis, I do have a suit that needs pressing. You will see to it immediately.
Well, now. So Chatsworth Osborne Jr. moved into my room, bag, baggage, and miserable personality. Our strategy was simple but brilliant. The happier he was with us, the more money we'd get from his mother after he went home. Simple, yes. Brilliant, yes. Expensive? Oh, boy. And Dad paid and paid and paid. Because whatever Chatsworth wanted, Chatsworth got.
Of course, Dobie do. Living in close proximity to one's polo pony is not a luxury. It is an absolute necessity. Easy there, Nathan boy, easy. Within a fortnight, we shall be in the Argentine beating those gauchos at their own game.
These you call necessities?
Certainly, they are the bare minimum one must have to sustain life. The comfort and solace of... Lovely tone, hasn't it? Or is it might need a little tuning?
Needs a lot of tuning.
Bless your father, the dear man insisted that I order whatever I needed to make me comfortable. Insisted. What he did was plead.
What he did was beg.
Yes, it was rather pathetic, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Behold, the steam cabinet. Another absolute necessity. Guaranteed to keep you fit, trim, vigorous, and looking your best. You rang?
Maynard.
Well, Maney, do, how is it? Hot enough yet?
Yeah, but I think 6 hours is too long. 6 hours? Or is it 6 days? I forget which.
Silly kid. Chatsworth, you're happy here, aren't you? I mean, when you go home, you'll tell your mother nice things about how you were treated, won't you?
Well, please tell your mother. Please tell her.
Dad.
Mr. Gillis!
Hey, Chatsy, a delivery truck just bought this and they're waiting downstairs for $18. Or is it 81? I forget, they both sound so alike.
It's 18, you ninny. And Mr. Gillis, you will advance the money. I happen to be temporarily out of cash.
Certainly, here, take 20. Nothing is too good for a guest in my house, especially when the guest is you.
Thanks. Now, will you please take this downstairs and pay the delivery man? And don't bother to bring back the $2 change. You and Krebs may split it with the driver.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Oh, goody, goody gumdrops. My printing press sent to me from home.
Chatsworth, what do you print with this machine?
Well, for example, whenever I have a little social gathering, I print up these little gems.
Oh, invitations?
Icebreakers. When a young lady attracts your fancy, you simply hand her one of these, and she instantly melts.
Oh. Hi there, honeysuckle. Want to be my clinging vine?
Clever, yes?
Clever, no.
Well, that and my bank book get the girl every time.
Clever, yes.
Now, to finalize plans for next month's mad whirl of festivities. Oh, first I must call the caterer to see if he can handle refreshments for 30 parties in a 30-day month with a full dance band vocal trio, champagne and caviar, and chauffeured limousines to transport the guests.
Which you'll charge to my father.
Naturally, he wouldn't have it any other way. Of course, I could cut down the amount of your father's money I'm spending.
Good.
But that would make my visit here most unhappy.
Bad.
However, I could learn to adjust.
Good.
But I won't.
Bad.
Oh, 'tis a puzzlement. My compassion for Gillis the Elder suggests that I temper my flair for the magnificent and diminish the number of parties per month.
Good.
Bah.
Bad.
If I do that, I'll be miserable, and Mumsy's sure to hear of it. Oh, Dobie, what do you suggest?
Chatsworth, indulge your flair for the magnificent. Make it 50 parties in a 50-day month. Herbert T. Gillis rides tonight. These are some of the bills Chatsworth has run up at Dad's expense. The ones that came in today, that is. They add up to a fortune. And I wonder what Dad'll say when the returns from the outlying precincts come in.
I'll tear them apart with my bare hands.
Oh, Herbert, dear, what's the matter now?
A golf ball bill for $47. That's what's the matter.
But, dear, lots of people spend that much money for golf balls.
For one golf ball?
Try not to be so upset.
Upset? Who's upset, Winnie? I am just as calm, and Winnie, we are in big trouble. If that Chatsworth don't get out of here, we'll be 10 miles past bankruptcy. We'll be broke. We'll be out of business.
But, dear, that's all right. We'll get it back in time with interest. Chatsworth is an investment, remember?
Oh, yeah. Chatsy. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth, huh?
Say, that's a good boy.
How do you expect him to say aye? You gotta have one of those sticks and hold his tongue down.
Oh, Mr. Gillis, I've been thinking about my horse, and I've decided it isn't fair to keep him here like this.
Oh, good.
I mean, he's alone all day with no one to keep him company. I fear for his health and mental well-being.
Oh, so you're gonna move him out to pasture, huh? Good.
Move him out to pasture? Parish forbid. He just needs company. I'm bringing the rest of my polo ponies in.
At a time like that, with money going down the drain like bathwater, any normal man would throw in the towel and quit. But not my dad. No, sir. He's not normal. He's not normal when it comes to money.
When it comes to money, I am a grim, determined bulldog.
Well, you can stop growling, Bulldog, because so far you seem to be barking up the wrong tree. You spent $2,500 on Chatsworth already, and it's beginning to look as if you'll never get it back.
$2,613.28 to be exact, but then who is counting? And I intend to get it back with a big bonus for generosity almost immediately, if not sooner.
Good morning, Mrs. Gillis. Mr. Gillis.
What's this? Chatsworth? The Gillis are underhanded approach.
Chatsy, Mr. Gillis, has that tennis racket I ordered arrived yet?
Tennis racket? There must be a gross of them. It took 4 strong men to get this thing off the truck.
Yes, it is a rather odd quirk I have developed. I always discard my racket after each serve. You paid for these, of course?
Of course.
Good.
Bad.
Bad?
Bad. I'm going to miss doing all these little things for you, such as shelling out for your cute little quirks, but it's all over. You're going to be going home soon.
Home? To Mumsy?
Yes, it's going to be very lonesome around here without you, but we'll just... Oh, look, there it goes again.
What? Where? What?
Oh, you missed it, dear boy, you missed it.
What?
Your mother's limousine, the big black one with the 6 wheels. She's been driving up and down all day just trying to get a look at you. Why, I'll bet you could have anything you want in the whole wide world if you were to go home right now. Right, Winnie?
Right. Anything in the world or any place else.
Mr. Gillis, are you positive it was Mumsy's car?
Who else has a 1983 limousine? No, I can just see all the wonderful surprises she has lined up for you to welcome you home. A new little red sports car.
A new big blue speedboat.
And a medium-sized golf course.
And an invitation to lunch at Peter Lawford's.
Yes. So, if you will excuse me, I must run an errand of mercy.
You mean?
Yes. I'm going home at once to spare my beloved Mumsy from any further heartbreak.
Herbert, you're a genius.
No, I'll buy that.
I'll buy the entire Gillis grocery store, including all the people in it. Get my little boy back.
You must get him out of your mind, madam. Here, have some more of these pickled pig's feet. Oh, dear. There I go, reminding you of him again.
These past few days have been sheer torture, Tremblay. Everywhere I look, I see the face of my Chatsworth.
Yes, madam, that would be torture.
Don't be uppity, Tremblay. Chatsworth may be a worthless, whining, sniveling, whimpering nincompoop, but he is my worthless, whining, whimpering nincompoop.
You left out sniveling, madam.
Oh, you are right. I must get him out of my mind. I will concentrate on forgetting him. Tremblay, leave me to suffer alone.
Yes, madam, of course.
I must get him out of my mind. I must not think of Chatsworth. He is not here. He is merely a figment of my imagination. If he appears again, I shall belt him.
Mom! Mumsy, it is I, your beloved Chatsy boy has returned.
Try to bug me, will you? You sniveling figment of my imagination.
Mumsy, I'm for real.
If I ever saw anyone who was not for real, it is you.
Mumsy, look, I'll prove I'm real.
Ah!
Mumsy, if you do not instantly give me $1,000 and a watercress sandwich, I shall hold my breath until I turn purple.
Chatsy. All right, Chatsworth. Break clean. More vulgar display. Come, boy. Sit on my lap. And I'll tell you how much I've missed you.
Oh, Mumsy, I know how much you missed me.
You do?
Of course. I was sure you'd go all to pieces the moment I left.
Do tell.
Oh, you put on a big show, blustering and snorting around, Mumsy dear. But underneath it all, I knew that without me, you are a poor lost soul.
Correction, Chatsworth. I am anything but a poor lost soul. If there is a poor lost soul, it is you.
I, a poor lost soul? Hardly. It is you who are the poor lost soul.
I don't want to argue with you, dear. But I am not a poor lost soul. It is you, and let's get that straight.
Mumsy, I don't like to argue with you, but you are the poor lost...
Chatsworth, I am your mother who loves you dearly. But be off these grounds in 3 minutes, or I'll set the dogs on you. Out.
Me? Out?
You. Out.
Out?
Out. And I mean way out.
In. And I mean way in. And that's where I'm going to be just as soon as I get out there to Osborne Manor and tell Mrs. Moneybags about all the wonderful, generous things I've been doing for her kid.
Just be careful not to overdo it, dear, when you talk to her.
Me? Overdo it? Subtle, shy, modest little old not overdo it me?
Oh, we're in trouble.
Oh, come on now, Winnie. Calm down. As soon as I get out there and show her the facts and the figures, lay them right on the line and point out to her in a suave and subtle manner, of course, how her son Chatsworth has been living like a king, do you know what she's going to say to me?
Throw the bum out.
But Mrs. Osborne, look at these bills. He has cost me the savings of a lifetime, and besides, he is your own dear, sweet son, the lovable apple of your eye.
I never heard of him.
Now, see here, Mrs. Osborne, I happen to be a respected businessman in this community and a veteran of WW2, the big one, you know, with the good conduct medal. And I want to tell
Tremblay, do as I commanded. Throw this bum out.
With pleasure, madam.
I ain't afraid of you.
On second thought, Tremblay, I think I'll handle this myself.
You, I am afraid of.
Hello, Dobie-Doo.
Chatsworth!
Oh, Dobie-Doo, you can't imagine how heartwarming it is to be here in the midst of those of you who love me.
Chatsworth, you're back.
Just think of it. You Gillises have taken me to your hearts and made me welcome. Someday I shall show my appreciation. Why wait? You're right, Gillis. I shall do it now. But what?
Think.
I have it. A vacation. I shall send your deserving, hard-working parents on a gay, insouciant, carefree vacation.
Chatsworth, listen.
Where would they like to go this year? Wait, the Riviera, of course. Everyone wants to return to the Riviera.
Return. They've never been there at all.
Never been to the Riviera, surely you jets. Never sunned themselves on those glorious Mediterranean shores.
To them, a big deal is 2 days on a live bait barge at Lake Winnipesaukee.
Never been to the Riviera? How ghastly. I shall send them. Before people start to talk, no one need know it's their first trip. Never been to the Riviera.
Chatsworth, enough already with the Riviera.
We shall do it tonight. We shall give them traveling clothes and airline tickets and cash. And a clever little bon voyage card, which I shall print myself on my clever little printing press.
And where's all this money coming from? This is one time you can't sign Dad's name.
Oh, I wouldn't think of it, Dobie-Doo. I mean, I'd think of it, but I know I couldn't get away with it. No, Dobie-Doo, this is on me, and I know exactly where I can get the money. From the hottest source of loot in this town.
Loot? Why, of course, Master Chatsworth. Is that not a musical instrument, multi-stringed, of medieval origin and resonant tone?
All right, cut the devil talk, Tremblay. I want $3,000, and I want it now before Mumsy finishes her judo lesson and finds me here.
$3,000?
Cash.
Master Chatsworth, in answer to your request, 1, get lost. 2, you should live so long. 3, like her.
4, I shall tell Mumsy that you have been padding the household expense accounts outrageously for the past 15 years and are now the richest butler in the United States of America.
How do you want the loot, Master Chatsworth? In large or small bills?
Well, the minute that Chatsworth comes through that door, I am giving him his walking papers. He has bankrupted me bankrupt. He has practically put me in the county soup kitchen.
Herbert, dear, sending his horse away was bad enough, but must you throw him out, too? There must be some other way.
Listen here, Winnie Pooh. When I am in that county soup kitchen, you are going to be right alongside of me, slurping it up, too.
Let's throw him out.
Hi, folks. Hey, Dope, what do you got in them boxes?
Nothing, Maynard, and goodbye.
I know, cherished friends. Sweets to the sweet, fair flowers to the fairest flower for you, Mrs. Gillis, in deepest appreciation.
Why, Chatsworth, how sweet.
Hey, just a minute, Sporty.
Patience, dear Mr. Gillis. You'll get yours.
I'm afraid I've had mine already. I have just listened
Herbert,
to...
let the boy go.
Oh, Herbert, let the boy go after he buys you off with some stale flowers and broken down candy, which I probably got charged for anyway.
Oh, no, Herbert, he wouldn't do a thing like that. Why, he was so sincere and honestly grateful.
Yeah, well, then where did he get the money? And where did they get the money for all those packages Dobie came sneaking in here with? We didn't give it to him, and I'm sure his mother didn't either.
Maybe they held up Fort Locks and stole the money.
Maynard, that is Fort Knox. No, they wouldn't do...
Herbert, where are you going?
To make sure they didn't.
Well, good old Tremblay came through for me. There's nothing like the sound of new money.
Except the sound of old money.
We best get cracking on those sentimental bon voyage cards for your parents. We've much to print before we're through. Roll the press.
Oh, I can see real plain. What do you see? What? A keyhole. You see the keyhole, lame brain. No, I don't see no lame brain. What I see is Dobie and Chatsworth. Hark, they start to speak.
Well, I can't wait to see the look on their faces.
Boy, will they be surprised. Tonight here in the Gillis grocery, tomorrow night a jet flight to the Riviera.
A jet flight to the Riviera. They stole all that loot. Now they're getting ready to skip the country. Oh, my poor, unfortunate, misguided boy.
Shh, Mr. G, they didn't steal that money.
They didn't. Oh, for joy, for joy.
They don't need to steal. They're printing up their own, homemade.
Chatsworth, do you think $20 bills are all right?
Not just all right, Dobie-Doo. They're perfect. I mean, 50s and 100s are always trouble. They're hard to get rid of. But everyone will take these 20s.
My son counterfeiting it in my own house.
Easy, Mr. G.
Maynard,
maybe it ain't too late.
You think so?
Sure, they still got time to cut us in on the deal.
Here, this is a federal rap.
You gotta call the FOB.
Now listen, Maynard.
DDT.
BDD. Maynard, listen to me. Now, I'll stay here so that they can't get out and pass any of this phony money. And you get over there and get Mrs. Osborne and get her back here PDQ.
You sure that ain't FBI? Maybe. Right, Chief, I'll fly like the very wind.
Oh, my son, my son.
Oh, my son, my son.
Light quick, Mrs. O, light quick. It's an emergency. It's a matter of life and death, maybe all three.
I knew I should never have let my poor innocent baby mingle with the dregs.
No, ma'am, not dregs, crabs, and like curry. We gotta fly like the very wind.
What unspeakable havoc hath your crooked son wrought on my innocent Chatsworth?
Mrs. Osborne, our innocent Dobie was a fine, upstanding boy until your crooked son came along and ruined him.
Hold it. Right now we gotta think about our boys.
Right. I'll go in there and drag them out by the scruff of their necks.
No, Mrs. Osborne, this is a job for a man.
True, but we haven't time to find one.
Somebody knock?
I think so. I'll take a look.
Dad?
Charge! Chatsworth! Why bother to print money when we own most of it? Stupid as well as nasty.
No, how could you do this sort of thing to us, son? Your mother and I tried to bring you up, right? Why, we didn't even let you watch The Untouchables on TV unless one of us was in the room.
Dobie, dear, counterfeiting, turning into a criminal, breaking the law, and in your good clothes.
Mom, Dad, you don't understand. Me neither, but then I never do.
You see, this is all a dreadful mistake. A dreadful mistake? You piker. Haven't you class enough to counterfeit large enough bills to honor the Osborne name?
Get me out of this! Hold quiet, stop this! Quiet! I'll handle this thing myself. I may be destroying important evidence, but I'll take that chance. The most important thing in the world right now is the safety of our boys. So, I am going to tear up every bit of phony counterfeit money.
Oh, Mr. Gillis! Oh, here, boy. Stay.
Dad?
Dad, you don't know what you're doing.
Your father does know what he's doing, Dobie.
You bet I know what I'm doing. I'm keeping my boy out of jail. That's what I'm doing. In there.
Mom, do you think Dad's really all right now?
Well, dear, he's better. I had hoped he'd be fine when Chatsworth moved out, but he still mutters a lot.
And he spends an awful lot of time on his, project.
Only took me 2 months to get this far. I can have it all done in 20 years.
Okay, Mrs. G, I finished the hall. How about the bedroom?
Maynard, watch out.
Maynard, don't go near Mr. Gillis with that vacuum.
Oh, with this thing? No, don't worry. I won't go anywhere near it.